Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say it from New York? Hey yo, let's go Knicks!
Hey yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up, what's going on? It's your boy Bishop D-Lo. Welcome to the Church Guys Sports Show podcast for the 18th of March 2025. We are 3 months deep into the month of March. NBA season winding down, about 15 games to go for everybody in the NBA. Other sports, spring sports are kicking off. Baseball started the season today with its Tokyo games, where we had the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Chicago Cubs out in Tokyo. NFL free agency is heating up as we prepare to get ready for the NFL draft in April. And for those of us who are fans of the WWE, wrestling is heating up on the road to WrestleMania. So we got a whole lot to talk to y'all about tonight. As always, we're here and you're there, and we're about to get down into it. We have our regulars here, and we have a special guest that we haven't seen in a little while, but we're glad to have our brother back. We haven't had him on really since the beginning of the season, and I'm sure he's got a lot to say about some predictions that we made early on about his beloved LA Lakers. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But before we do, I bring the fellas on. Let's quickly go to the scoreboard. Right now in the NBA, the Hawks lead the Charlotte Hornets 70-57 at halftime. The Brooklyn Nets leading the Boston Celtics 34-28 as they play in the second quarter. The Celtics robbed the net. Well, the refs robbed the Nets on Saturday night in that game in Brooklyn, but that's another conversation as far as that goes. Milwaukee will take on the Warriors later on, and Cleveland is in LA to play the Clippers. So, with that being said, again, we want to thank you all for being a part of the show tonight, and let's jump right into it. Of course, our regular contributor, one of the co-hosts of this show, Bishop J. Mack, is with us. J. Mack, what's going on?
What's happening, my friend?
Ain't nothing, my brother. We here, ready to talk some sports. We got a lot to talk about. I got the chance y'all to see J Mac this past weekend. We haven't been in person together in a long while, so it was good to see my brother in person on Saturday. And I gotta say, we look good. We look good.
Oh yeah. If we do say so ourselves.
We look good. We look good. We had an amazing time. New Life Covenant Fellowship that I'm a part of, and one that J Mac was a part of officially, and still is in spirit, as we both claim the lineage and legacy of Archbishop Eric R. Figueroa. We were in our empowerment conference this week, and we had the opportunity, Archbishop did, to honor J Mac. In his 10 years of Episcopal work, and now as the as the presiding bishop and founder of the Emmaus Christian Fellowship, we are excited about what God is getting ready to do. So we're looking forward to September being with him as he is enthroned and set aside as the presiding prelate officially. Archbishop will be preaching that, and I'm going to be there. They used to say with bells on. I don't talk like that, but I will be there to celebrate my brother and celebrate with him. So I'm absolutely, positively looking forward to that.
I'm so excited, man. Saturday was just a powerful move of God. And
Yes.
I'm telling you, man.
Yes.
You just had to be there. There's no words to describe it. I mean, Prophetess Anasia got up. She read the letter.
And it was over.
The official letter, and the wheels came off from there, and that was it.
It was over. It was
Yeah,
absolutely over.
I mean, all we had room for was at the end was to present the awards and say, see you tomorrow night.
Basically, that
Because
was
it was-
pretty much it.
It was crazy, and I'm honored that the New Life Covenant Fellowship even thought enough about me to do that in my 10th year in the episcopacy and 20 years pastoring. So this is my 2010 year,
2010.
and I'm just excited and humbled for the opportunity. And again, I say thank you to Archbishop and the Board of Bishops, the Board of Overseers, and the full parent body of the New Life Covenant Fellowship. Thank you so much for your gracious love and care, and just to even think about me to do something like that. Thank you. It meant so much.
Awesome. And so also we want to now bring to the stage our special guest. Bishop L will be with us shortly. He's on a Zoom call. The work of a bishop never ends. We're Episcopates first, sports guys
That's
second.
it. Oh yeah.
But he'll be with us shortly. But we're not without people who can bring great conversation. And this is a man who's become a frequent contributor to this, and what he does, he brings great takes as well, and some questionable takes. But of course, he feels like some of our takes are questionable. So that's why I love this guy. It is all fun and all love, and I'm talking about none other. Y'all get ready. Our brother Victor George Smith is in the building. What's going on, bro?
I changed my name. My name is now V. Lucas Smith. I'm waiting for the paperwork.
V. Lucas Smith. Oh, you're starting already, right out the gate.
Yeah,
we go.
You had to put a rush up. Everything happened so fast. I had to get the paperwork rushed out. But V. Luca is here. What's going on? Congratulations, J. Mac. Congratulations to you, my brother. Good to see
You
y'all,
European
man.
now? You're European now?
He's Slovenian.
Jamaican,
You're
Slovenian, man.
Slovenian by way of Jamaica. Yes,
There's a
Slovenian
small
by
part
way
of Jamaica called Slovenia that y'all not aware of.
that we're not aware of at all.
It's not in the brochures. Nobody travels.
They don't advertise that.
No, they don't advertise that one.
You sure Air Jamaica didn't used to fly there?
Willie
No,
Green,
no,
what's
no,
going
no.
on? Willie Green.
No.
That's right. No bells, Willie. No bells. Yes, we got congratulations in the comments. Willie Green shouting out
Thank
J
y'all.
Mac.
Thank y'all. I really
My other
thank
brother,
y'all.
Bishop Designate Donovan J. Elias, is in the comments. Yes,
His day is coming.
His day is coming up in
April.
2 short weeks. April
Yeah.
5th. 2 weeks from this coming Saturday, he will be consecrated as a bishop. So the Lord is adding to the bishopric, and we're excited about that. But we're here to talk sports tonight. We are absolutely here to talk sports tonight. So we hope that you are here to join us and to be a part of the conversation, because we absolutely got a whole lot to talk about. So for everybody who is been following, as you know, J Mac and I, along with Bishop L and Pastor Dave, who will be on after his Bible study, are New York Knicks fans. And we got to start there. New York Knicks finished up a 2-3 West Coast trip, which I guess I have to take, being that the captain, Jalen Brunson, is down. So to win 2 out of 5 without your best player says something. Really I feel like they should have won 3 out of 5, but that's another conversation that we may get to or may not get to. And then they come back home.
Oh, we're going to get there. I know we're going to get there.
They come back home last night and trounced the Miami Heat by 21 points. But again, as feel good as that win was, I really feel like it just speaks to everything that we've been talking about all season long about how this team is just good enough to beat the middle of the road teams and beat them handily. There are three classes, and George, you haven't heard me say this, but J-Mac knows. I feel like there are three classes in the NBA right now. There are the also-rans, the teams that they're decent. I mean, okay, four classes because they're the bad teams. There are bad teams in the NBA. Then there are the teams that are kind of middle of the pack, kind of finding their way, but we know they have absolutely no chance of winning the championship yet. They are pieces away or development away or even a coach away in some cases. Then there's the New York Knicks. They are in a class by themselves because they are an enigma, because they have feasted on the bad teams and honestly feasted on the also-rans. They have proven themselves to be head and shoulders above the middle of the pack teams, but the elites of the NBA, they are now 0-9 against. And George will appreciate this. I say 0-9 because I throw the Lakers into that group, being that they are a top 3 seed.
Yeah, y'all
Absolutely.
can't beat us. I mean, I tried to tell y'all before the season started.
Wait.
Okay, I was waiting for that.
Here we go.
Waiting.
Here we go.
I
And
was waiting.
And we're off.
I was waiting.
And
You
we're off.
did not have Luka at
I
the beginning
tried
of the season.
to tell y'all.
No, you didn't try to tell us nothing about
But
this
I don't-
team here.
So
But
George,
I don't think- but Luka,
you
how
saw this trade in the spirit. You knew it was going to happen.
But how many games was Luka involved with against you guys?
Both of them.
Luka wasn't in both of those games.
Yes, he was.
Hold on.
Both of those games happened after the trade.
MSG. Well, let me. I'm gonna make sure because I'm pretty sure one of them games. No, because
The first
hold on.
first game
What
was
up,
after.
Willie Green.
Yep, Willie's in the building.
Hold on. I'm just. If I listen, I have no problem being wrong, but
I know that's why we appreciate you here. You're an honest man. Well, not like some people that come on and have takes and then they want to double down and they dead wrong.
Never. You can't have good conversation. And yeah, the first February 1st, that was just LeBron and MSG.
Right, but it was okay. No, you're right because that game happened and then the trade went down that night. So it was the same
trade
day
went
as the
down
trade.
yes,
You're right.
Right.
That's true. The trade went down that night. The game in MSG is a game that Knicks should have won. Quite honestly. But I didn't think much of it. But obviously, since the Luka deal, they're in a complete. The Lakers are in a completely different stratosphere right now, and as much as it pains me to say it, the Lakers are in a completely different stratosphere right now.
I tried to prep y'all for this, man.
Luka has really. Luka has really
fan brain and...
because honestly,
I'm gonna let you
everything
handle
but a
this.
child
I'm
of
gonna
God,
let you handle this.
no, J Mac, you go for it.
I'm gonna let you handle this, D-Lo.
There's only you know what blesses me the most? There's 15 games left in the season. J Mac has only been able to get at me one time on Facebook
all season long.
the entire season.
I don't even talk to you on Facebook.
We had a losing streak, and Keisha Carter, God bless her soul, she posted something. I got up there and said something. J-Mac was like, "Aha!"
Yeah, because we hadn't seen you. That was
We
your
dropped-
first time
we-
peeking your head out.
We had dropped about 6, 7 at that
Yeah,
time.
we
accepted
didn't
it.
see you.
No,
So
no,
I
come on,
had to greet
D-Lo. I'm always there. Win or lose, I'm always there.
That's true. That much
I'm
is true.
always there. I'm
the
always
same way we are with our Knicks. So I I respect that about you. So that
And I'm
But
like I said,
in all fairness,
all I'm saying
fairness,
is
when
yes.
we made this prediction, those Lakers were a totally different team. Now, if
Agreed.
you're gonna be real,
Agreed.
okay. So you can't fault me because
But
if y'all would have remained with AD and had AD at down at the 4 and the 5 with no Luka, y'all wouldn't be in this position right now.
I'm
Now
gonna
you
say
gotta
this.
admit that.
My stance has not changed from before AD or after AD. I fear no one but the Nuggets. I fear no one but the Nuggets. I feel like we face anybody else in a 7-game series, we are winning that series. That's how I feel.
You think y'all gonna beat SGA 4 times?
Yes, absolutely. They're not ready for. They're not ready for. No, nobody gets to skip steps, yo. Everybody has to go through those steps of disappointment.
Well,
Okay,
they've been disappointed the last few years.
they haven't had enough yet. They haven't had enough yet. They have it. They have it. Nobody gets to skip steps. Everybody has that. Everybody has that nasty origin story of when they should have been. Like, you remember when Dirk had to accept that MVP award in his suit jacket? Remember that? Remember that?
Remember.
After the
I
first
remember.
round, Dirk had to get that MVP sitting at a table with Mark Cuban next to him.
I remember.
Hey, everybody, you can't win the title on your first MVP. Nah, bro. You're gonna have to go through some growing pains out here.
Willie wants to talk about Josh Hart and Tibbs' shouting match during.
Oh, we getting there.
I mean,
getting there,
there are some things to talk about there, but one thing that I will agree that they both said, which is absolutely true, these things happen on every NBA team. So at some point during the season. So I'm not going to make a big deal about it. It's only a big deal because of what Mikal Bridges said a couple days before.
Yes.
And so are we seeing, and not for nothing, at least 1 through 5, the starting 5 was drinking the Tibbs Kool-Aid. They were defending him to no end early on. So to see these kind of chinks in the armor, so to speak, it makes you wonder, has Tibbs lost that hold? But if you look at Tibbs' career, and I shared it in our Church Guys group chat, 5 years with Chicago, he was done. 3 years in Minnesota, he was done. Voices like that and coaches that ride players like that, they wear out their welcome pretty quickly over the course of time, especially when there aren't any results beyond the second round of the playoffs.
Bro, do you realize one of those years in Chicago, they got bumped in the first round by the old man Brooklyn Nets?
By the Brooklyn Nets. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when Paul Pierce blocked that last second
shot?
That
last second shot, yep.
And won the series. So listen, Tibbs is capable of dropping. I know we jump into, but listen, it is very possible we could be looking at a first round loss if we especially if we play Detroit in the first round.
First round?
Yes, I'm going on
record. Y'all not going out in the first round.
Yes,
the difficult. Well, George, I really feel like I don't think it's likely, but it is possible.
It's possible.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't. But when I say possible, and on the spectrum of percentages, like a year ago, I knew the Knicks were getting out of the first round. Like it was a no-brainer. It was even though they were like, oh, it's Philly and they've got Joel Embiid. I'm like, we're better than Philly. I'm not worried about Philly.
And we beat Philly in 6. Randle, we knew we were going to win.
And we knew we would beat Philly. This year, that Detroit team is a little different. That Detroit team is trying to bring back bad boy basketball. I've watched the last couple of Detroit games. They play physical, they play hard, and those guys get after it. And the Knicks are soft. Yeah, I said it. That the toughness that Randall and DiVincenzo brought last year, that is the missing piece. That toughness is the missing piece with the New York Knicks this year. They're missing that mental toughness.
I want to go back to, before we get too far. I know you said you don't want to make a big deal about the Josh Hart, and you're right. Teams go through that every now and then. You're going to see a coach and a player, and Josh has a strong personality just like Tibbs does. They're two alphas. They're going to go at it. And that night, Josh was struggling. He finished 0 for 7 from the floor. He didn't score. If Josh makes at least 1 or 2 layups, we beat Golden State. Let's just be honest.
It was a 3-point game. It was a 3-point game.
Right. He makes 2 of those layups. We're talking about the Knicks coming home 3-2. Okay. But I believe Mikal Bridges wasn't just speaking for himself. And the reason why I say that is Mikal Bridges has not missed a game in the NBA since he's been in the NBA. He's
Correct.
considered the Iron Man of the NBA. So
Correct.
I don't see Mikal Bridges really complaining for himself only. I think that he was speaking on behalf. Now he may not have told the other players may not have said go talk for us, but him being a vet player, looking around and saying, "Hey, we don't necessarily have to play this hard. We got bench players. We got people that can spell us on the bench for longer periods so that we can be fresh in the fourth to rotate and to slide our feet on defense." But when you ride these players as long, I mean, he's gotten the minutes down to 37 minutes a game for
The fact that
averaging.
the fact that Cam Payne is playing 10 minutes a game, and this guy was a cog on a really good Phoenix Suns team.
And last year for
This
Philly.
guy was a cog on a pretty decent Philadelphia 76er team. That tells me that there is an issue. Landry Shamet, who also played in Phoenix. Guys who, and also played in Philly, ironically. Guys who were cogs on really good teams can't get 10 to 12 minutes a game.
And these are Tibbs guys.
only getting
he
10 to-
wanted them.
Yeah.
He said, "Go get me these guys." That's what I'm saying.
Like
These-
Landry Shamet got hurt on a non-guaranteed
these
deal,
are-
and
these
they
are-
brought him back after he rehabbed his injury because Tibbs
These
wanted
are
him.
all Tibbs guys, V. That's what I'm saying. These ain't guys that Leon Rose put on the team and said, "Okay, these are the guys I want you to play." No, Tibbs said, "This is the list. Go buy the groceries."
You
That's
picked
what- and
Landry
that's what
Shamet
Leon Rose
off.
did.
You pick. Think. I'll put it in further perspective. They picked Landry Shamet over Marcus Morris.
Right.
Think about that.
They cut Marcus Morris.
And
Right.
and now you're barely playing Landry Shamet. What?
What are we doing? And don't tell me Marcus Morris ain't better than Landry Shamet. He is better.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
better.
He
That's
is
better.
better. But we got Shamet because you wanted him, Tibbs.
Because you
said,
felt
"Get
like he
me,
fit
get
what
him
you
for me."
wanted to do. You felt like he fit what you wanted to do. And
And
then
now
you
you don't
barely
play
played
him.
him.
I'm very nervous.
I feel
I
like
think
first
we're gonna hold on
round.
to the 3 seed.
Precious
but I'm
Achua's
very-
minutes are sporadic. Like it's like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
And he
I'm
always
nervous
shows up for
about
y'all.
when Brunson comes back because the team is moving the ball better. The offense and the defense is playing better. But remember, Brunson doesn't play defense. He's like they do to him what Golden State does for Curry. They kind of drop him in the coverage and then let everybody rotate.
Agreed, Willie. They
No.
chose offense in getting Cat and they sacrificed the toughness. They
That's what they
sacrificed the they absolutely did.
I mean, I've seen a difference with the two Twin Towers out there. You know, when you got Cat at the 4 and you got Mitchell Robinson at the 5, I have seen a difference.
Yesterday was the best Mitch has looked since he's been back. So you can see he's starting to get into game shape. He played his most minutes last night, and I actually saw him moving on defense like the old Mitchell Robinson, covering a lot of ground, making up the hedge on people who got beat, and really contesting shots. So, you know, yes, kudos to Dave for pointing that out. But like we said, that's not enough. The defense has been better the last 5 games. It absolutely has. But the offense has been poorer.
And again, I need to see more. I can't get excited about a win against Miami, who's 4-14 since the Butler trade. After last night, they're 0-8. It's the longest losing streak of Spoelstra's career. He's never lost 8 straight.
8 in a row, yeah.
He's lost 8 in a row. They came into the Garden riding a 7-game losing streak. They're 4-14 since Jimmy Butler. Their points per game have dropped them into the bottom of the league since the Butler trade, and they're giving up more points since the Butler trade. So
They
I
can't
cannot
stay healthy
gauge.
though.
Yeah, Miami is struggling with staying
Miami
healthy.
can't stay
And
healthy
they
at
can't
all.
even get Andrew Wiggins on the floor, and I think once they get him on the floor, they'll be better.
Right. I can't judge last night's win. You know, I see people, but I saw Davey getting happy. God bless it. I can't get excited about a win against a struggling, hurt, wounded Miami Heat team who came
All right.
into the Garden 0
But
and 7.
you got to win the games that are in front of you. Before you go,
Right.
George, J Mac, you got to respond to this. Willie has a statement for you.
What's the statement? I can't see.
He
it.
says, J Mac, give me my flowers on those Pistons being good.
Oh, I said it. Listen. I'm a believer. I'm a believer about Detroit now. I am. I've seen enough.
They got
See,
my
before
Lakers
I
twice
have
too.
to admit I had to see
They did.
more.
Yo,
It's
the,
good.
the Pistons have been
Yeah.
different this year.
They're different.
They got Boston.
Yeah.
They almost got Cleveland. Twice.
Detroit is going to be whoever plays them in the first round. Detroit is coming to fight. You better whoever goes.
And-
It's not going to be a rollover. If they hold on to that 6th seed, are
Which
they
they
in the
probably
6th
will.
seed right now?
They are the 6th.
Yeah, if they hold on to that, and where's Indiana? Indiana's 5.
Indiana's 5 right now.
Yeah, if they hold on to that 6, that's who the Knicks are playing.
Correct?
They're
That's the
playing
Knicks in
Detroit.
three.
They're gonna be playing in Auburn Hills. They're gonna duck the bullets and the knives going up
And-
there to play.
The tough thing about that for the Knicks that I see with that is even if they survive the Pistons, it's going to be a hard-fought series. And then you're turning around, and in the next round, you got Boston.
You got Boston.
Boston's going to be waiting for you in the second round. So the Knicks
Who you
will...
haven't beaten this year?
The third spot in the East is the worst spot to be in playoff-wise because you will have the hardest road to the finals from the third spot.
True.
Yeah, you would do better dropping down to the 4.
Right.
At least you could
And play either
Cleveland.
Milwaukee or Indiana in the first round.
And then you would play Cleveland in round 2, and I think the Knicks have a better shot at Cleveland than they do Boston. I just think I think they have a better chance. You know, especially when we got Mitch back. I think going against that front line is a little bit different.
I believe in Cleveland, and I don't believe in Cleveland. at
And
the same
that's
time.
why I say I would rather play them in round 2 than Boston in round. Boston is defending champs.
Cleveland got this thing about them that I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
you're
don't-
still like, I don't know.
I don't
You're
care.
like, I don't know.
That's
I don't
why I would
care.
rather play them. That's
It's like
why I'm
they've
saying that,
won
'cause I'm not
18
confident
straight,
about
like-
Cleveland.
who cares? I don't care they won 18 straight. I really don't care.
Because
Right.
again, the game changes in the playoffs, and they have not proven over the course of the last few years. And Donovan Mitchell has never proven to be a really good half court player.
He finally got to the second round for the first time in his career last year. Finally.
Bishop Heflin, you starting already. Bishop Greg Heflin
Cleveland
says no
winning
Cleveland.
it all.
Nah, Bishop. Even if Cleveland gets out of the first and second round, they're losing to Boston in the conference finals.
You have nobody to match up with Tatum and Brown. They have nobody to match up with them.
Because
They have
again, even though that Boston is second, they are still the cream of the East until they're beaten. They are.
They can go into Cleveland and beat them and get home court advantage. They can absolutely go into Cleveland and get home court. Cleveland is not unbeatable. I'm sorry. I'm selling when it comes to Cleveland. I'm not buying.
Willie says if they're not careful, Knicks could fall to 5. I see it. No, Willie. Because again, the Knicks have games remaining. They have one game remaining against Cleveland. They have one game remaining against Boston. Pretty much everybody else, they're finished with everybody else who's at the top. They're finished with OKC. They're finished with LA.
They're finished with the West Coast.
They're finished with
They're
Houston.
done with the West Coast.
So the also rans of the East, the Knicks have proven they can beat. So I mean, there are only 2 games that I'm worried about on the rest of the schedule: Cleveland and Boston.
How many games back is
And not for nothing, yeah,
who's the 4th
Milwaukee.
seed
Milwaukee's
right
5 back with 10 to play.
and
That's the 4th seed, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah, they
5
got
back
that.
with 10 to play.
Yeah.
First of all, Milwaukee's not going on a run to overtake the Knicks.
Right.
That's the first thing that would have to happen. Indiana's not going on a run to overtake the Knicks.
No.
The Knicks could finish 8-7. Worst
And the
case
Knicks-
scenario, they finish 8-7 and they'll still win the 3rd seed.
And that Indiana Milwaukee series is going to be good because remember Milwaukee got knocked out last year by Indiana, so that's going to be an interesting first round series, that 4-5 matchup. That's going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm actually
That's
going.
gonna be a fun-
I'm actually looking forward to watching that series. That's gonna be a fun series.
I'm telling you, that's going to be a fun series.
That's gonna be a
round in
dogfight.
the East is gonna be fun, but it's gonna be chalk. I don't expect no upsets in the East
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
Not in the first round.
Not in the first round, though. It's gonna be chalk. It's just gonna be 1 through 4.
I
Advancing to
question
the
though. I'm
next.
telling you, Detroit though. I'm not putting Detroit away.
Hey,
B.
great story. You know, you go into that. You go
Again,
into
the playoffs are
you
a different
go into-
animal.
Right. You go into Detroit in the regular season on a windy night in December. Like, dang, we gotta play the Pistons. Like, all
You're
right,
right. I get what you're
K-
saying.
Kid's
You're
gonna
not
get his
getting up for
30.
that game.
Gotta
Right.
make sure I don't get in a fight with Stewart. And then just get out of here. Get this
I
win
just
and
need
go
somebody
home.
to punch him in the mouth for one good time, but that's
Yo.
another conversation. Dude is too much. He's
Enough.
he's bothering me now. Yes,
Who the
Stewart.
announcer?
Stewart,
No, the center.
the center,
The
Stewart.
undersized backup
Yeah, he
center.
talks up.
As David
he
Wright
talks a
joins
lot.
us. Yeah,
My
Stewart
God.
talks too much, and Stewart tries to act like a tough guy. And guys
Bro.
who act like tough guys like that, they are usually not tough guys. Because as soon as somebody punches them in the mouth, they cower back. And that's what Isaiah Stewart needs. He needs to be smacked one good time.
He just got up and randomly pushed Steph Curry out of nowhere.
I would
Like,
and
what
see
are you doing?
this is what I want to see in the first round. J Mac, you'll appreciate this. I want to see Tibbs put PJ Tucker in midway through the first quarter to just
Yes,
snuff him.
God.
Just put
Do
PJ
it.
Tucker in for that. Because PJ Tucker, we know, is a legit tough guy.
Legit.
And he hit you a couple of short porch threes.
That's true.
He
He'll
hit
get you
you
some
a couple
points
of
now.
corner threes.
I was so jealous of y'all when I saw y'all get him. I wanted him at the end of my bench, yo. 'Cause that,
I understand. Yeah, that's
He's
a
great
good
voice to
pickup.
have.
A
He's
great veteran
to
voice
have.
who can still make shots.
Yeah.
those wing defenders. I don't care. He's 40.
Mhm.
But listen, when y'all get up against the Celtics, I wouldn't be mad to see him against Tatum. It's bothering him.
I'm with you. Just getting under his skin.
That would work.
Is Tibbs
I'm with you
gonna
100%. That's the question.
Is Tibbs going to do
he
it?
wouldn't even put him in a blowout last night.
The fans was chanting for him.
Fans were
And-
chanting PJ Tucker last night. He wouldn't even put him in the game.
So he's on his way out then, pretty much.
I believe Tibbs is going. If he don't
Tibbs
make
is
it
done.
past round 2, he's gone. I believe that. I've been saying it all year.
Too much
And I
money
know
has been
Davey,
spent.
he loved this guy Tibbs. He loved him, but you know this dude needs to be gone. You know it now. You don't want to say it, but you know you feel it more now than ever. That you got to admit. You
Too
feel
much
it more
money
now
is-
than ever, don't you?
A lot of money has been spent. Y'all put y'all money where y'all mouth is.
Yeah,
Listen,
a lot of money has
that-
been spent.
Pastor Dave, since last
He
week
got
when we
premium
spoke,
groceries, but he ain't chefing it up right now.
Pastor Dave, you know you feel it more now than you've ever felt it before.
That's
'Cause
why
you
he's
came
in Super
the
Tibbs
chat.
defense mode.
You came in the chat and said Tibbs is in trouble. Did you or
did.
not? Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
All right. You still feel that way?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Bishop Heflin says DeAndre Hunter can guard Boston's best. He can't guard two guys at the same time.
DeAndre Hunter is overrated, and that's an overrated transaction. I'm sick of people talking about it. If he was that nice, he would have made a difference in Atlanta. Please stop.
And George, this is why you are my brother.
Like,
Because
it makes
I
me-
said this. I
have to watch-
said everybody thinks this guy DeAndre Hunter is going to be a huge difference maker in Cleveland. He's not.
He's not. He had every opportunity to
He
prove
couldn't
that he was that guy.
he couldn't elevate the Atlanta Hawks.
You had so
With
many
Trae Young.
opportunities to prove that you was that guy when the Hawks was doing stuff.
Yep.
And now I got to hear every week Charles Barkley, boyhead, talking about DeAndre Hunter is a key acquisition. No, he's not. Stop. He was a trade
I don't
because they
know,
didn't want to
y'all.
pay Karis LeVert.
I
Come on,
I don't
man.
know.
You think
He-
DeAndre Hunter is somebody that's going to be able to make that much of a difference, Dave?
Well, he's not in the starting five, I don't believe.
No, he's not.
So when you're talking about making a difference, all they need is that little piece. He ain't he ain't the third or fourth. So he's that piece on the bench that
Bench
will give
players are
them.
very important in the postseason, and DeAndre Hunter has never proven to be that guy in the postseason, even with Atlanta.
But he was a starter. They was expecting him
No,
to
he
be.
was coming off of Atlanta's bench.
Now he's coming off the bench.
He was coming off Atlanta's bench. So
We gonna see.
He's like this much better than Karis LeVert.
Come on,
wow,
All right. So
come on.
all right.
wow.
So they did improve.
He's a better defender than Karis LeVert.
Right.
I
But if
still
need
think
a
Karis
bucket-
LeVert's a better shooter.
Right. If I need a bucket, I'm going to
Yeah,
Karis.
Karis LeVert. I agree with that. That I agree with. Another bonehead move Brooklyn made because I thought Karis LeVert should have been in net forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bishop
absolutely.
D'Lo. Bishop D'Lo.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna just skirt by this issue we got here, right?
Which issue is that? We got a few issues.
What
Mr. Wright?
Pastor Dave said.
That
He don't think we should get rid of. He's still now he back thinking we shouldn't get rid of Tibbs.
That man has great faith.
I knew that was coming. I
Okay.
I told you in the chat the stat he was coming with tonight. I told you ahead of time today.
I'm on my way. Here
I told you it was coming. Go ahead, Dave. Give
Here-
the
here
stat
I
so we can
am.
refute it, because that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I know y'all. Now
Give your stat.
Tibbs is what we all can agree on. He is a defensive coach. That's his claim to fame.
That is.
Now that he has the best thing we've seen since Bill Russell.
Oh my God.
He got
Too
Mitchell
much.
Robinson
Too
here.
much. Too much. Too much.
He got
Bill
Mitchell
Russell,
Robinson.
Dave.
It's-
Bill
it's
Russell.
Do you hear?
It's
B,
Bill
no
Russell,
way.
Dave.
We go from the
George,
28th
don't egg this on. Don't egg this on.
the 28th
I went and got you
defensive
some chicken
team
wings so I can
to now
enjoy this.
top three. Top three.
Over
in
5
defense.
games, Dave. 5 games. One of those games was against a team which is at the bottom of the league in offense anyway, in the Miami Heat.
Yes, and one of them wasn't. Right? So
The defensive performance against Golden State was fantastic. They just couldn't hit the side of a barn.
and that's on Josh Hart. That's why they had that argument. Because
It's not on Josh Hart.
That is on Josh Hart.
I'm going to tell you why it's not on Josh Hart.
How much did he score?
Josh Hart had no points, but
Josh Hart had the same amount of points.
But you know who was the most dominant player in that game? A guy named Karl Anthony Towns. And once again, late in the game, the Knicks went away from him. That's coaching.
If Josh Hart gives us 4 points,
he went into that
we
game
win
with
that
a
game.
chip on his shoulder and was dominating Draymond Green. Why would you go away from him when you need a basket?
Foul trouble.
I'm talking about on the offensive end. In the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, you have the best clutch player in the league on your team who is out injured right now. His sidekick was an all-star this year who's averaging 25 and 10. You have a built-in fail-safe that you're not using.
Cat was on his way to 50 points that night.
I
Had he
agree.
not gotten in foul trouble. So now Tibbs, with this deep, I'd rather the Knicks win these games when they scoring people under 100 points. Because that's how we was winning last year. And
Yes,
this
we
is
were holding teams under 100 points, but we were scoring 120.
this is the Tibbs team now with Mitchell Robinson back. I told y'all, you'll say, oh, so we're waiting on Mitchell Robinson. Who is he? Wilt Chamberlain? No, he's Bill Russell. He's the modern day Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
Because he's giving us extra possessions, he's blocking shots, he's altering shots, and he only doing it in 24 minutes. Oh, the orange and blue sky. He was playing so good last night. Tracy Morgan threw up all over the floor.
Oh, my
He couldn't
God.
believe his eyes. He couldn't believe his eyes.
Real quick, our thoughts and prayers are with Tracy Morgan. Apparently, it was food poisoning. We're glad he's okay, and he should be getting out of the hospital. But that was an ugly scene last night.
It was very nasty.
They said he was eating them birds that Hustle Man was selling to Martin.
The pigeons. The pigeons on the wire. Pigeons on the hanger.
I'm not worried about. I know Tibbs had a little argument with Josh Hart, and that's what we need. You see, you don't get to the promised land all peachy and cream, eating peach cobbler banana pudding. Sometimes you got to have a little argument here and there, but they seem to be back on the same page. Mikael Bridges, he talking about minutes and all of that stuff. I don't think he was talking about himself because he likes to play all day long.
Well,
He's
that's what we said
Right.
before you got
Yeah,
on.
we
He's
said
the
that.
Iron Man of the NBA.
he's the new
Guy,
AC
he has
Green.
not missed a game in his career, and he has taken care of his body, and I respect it. But that's why it holds more weight for me coming from him.
Absolutely. He probably talking up for the team, talking up for somebody else. But that Tibbs gave a great explanation because he been hearing this. He said, "I gotta keep these wings on the floor as long as the other team's wings are on the floor." That's what we
Okay,
got him
but
for.
so
All
wait,
this
wait,
money.
wait, wait. So what about those games against Boston? Because the Boston coach actually rotates those wings out. I watch how Boston plays their games. Brown and Tatum they start the game together. Midway through the first quarter, one of them comes out, usually Brown. Tatum will finish the quarter, then he will sit the beginning of the second quarter, and Brown will start the beginning of the second quarter. So why are we not adjusting there?
Bishop D'Lo, all you got to do to shut this argument down, all you got to do is look at the minutes of OG and Bridges compared to Tatum and Brown. And I can guarantee you,
Oh yeah,
I
there's
can
no
guarantee
comparison.
you,
There's no
I can
comparison.
guarantee you that argument holds no weight because they're playing less minutes than our wings. So that argument is garbage. It's a garbage argument because the average minutes are not even close. So you cannot. Sorry, Pastor Day, you can't school me on that one. Sorry.
D'Lo, the stat man. How much difference is it? 12 minutes?
It's
10 minutes?
it's about 10 minutes. It's
It's
about
10
10
minutes
minutes.
left. Let's get the stats. Get the stats, D'Lo. What is
Okay,
what is
I'll
Tatum
I'll I'll ju-
averaging?
I'll, ju- I'll just use one of them.
Hey, I got one better. Let's get the average minutes of Boston and Cleveland since they both in front of us. And I can tell you, Cleveland don't play as many minutes.
Oh no,
Nowhere near.
Cleveland plays 25 minutes a game.
25 minutes a game. I can
Jason
tell you that.
Jason Tatum's minutes per game this
36.6.
year is at 36 minutes a game.
36.6 minutes a game. OG Ananobi. Minutes per game. Let's see. Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah. I felt
Come on, what is it?
You did not
Come
feel
on,
nothing,
hallelujah.
George.
I felt
Come
that.
on. Come on, hallelujah. What is it? What is it? Come on. Come on.
Have your
Come
way.
forth. Come forth.
Not have your way.
Come forth.
While he's fondling
Hallelujah.
that, Willie said
Come
about
forth.
DeAndre Hunter, he said Hunter was hurt, and you can't assess a player when he's
you
hurt.
See how he tarrying over there?
I gotta
He in
stop there.
tarry service.
I gotta stop there for a minute, Willie, because DeAndre Hunter wasn't hurt while he was in Atlanta. DeAndre Hunt, and he was hurt a little bit this year, but I'm talking about previous years.
OG
Over the space of his career, he hasn't been
Ananobi.
that great.
How many minutes?
36.7 minutes a game.
How many?
36 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's what it is now. That's
So
what it is
Tatum,
now.
Tatum and OG are playing the same amount of minutes. Ain't nobody talk about their coach.
Bishop D'Lo, I'm gonna let you take this over because you know that's not what these minutes were in the beginning of the season. You do
I don't
know
like
that,
their
right?
I don't like their coach either. I don't like the Celtics. I mean,
Missoula?
I don't like Missoula. I
Yeah.
mean, the Celtics have turned into this 3-point shooting team that
Jacking
like
up 63s a
They're
game.
a
Like,
college
what is
team.
happening?
there's like no rhyme or reason to what
Like,
they
what, you play for
do.
Rick Pitino? What's happening
Right.
here?
There's no rhyme or reason to what they do on offense. They just hit a lot of threes, and on defense they're allowed
Josh
to
Hart,
be
38 minutes a game.
yeah, he plays a lot of minutes. On defense, they're allowed to be way more aggressive than a lot of teams in the NBA. And until people start calling them like they call everybody else, like the Celtics get away with a lot.
Jalen Brown, 35 minutes a game.
George, that's a perfect segue. I also wanted to touch upon JB Bickerstaff's comments coach of the Detroit Pistons, this week after their game against the Oklahoma City Thunder that Cade Cunningham was thrown out of. And I watched what Cade got thrown out for over and over, and I'm
Weak.
like,
Nothing.
Weak.
what?
Weak.
He
Nothing.
got
Weak.
thrown out. And JB went on a rant about the way his team gets officiated. Is there a disparity in the NBA in officiating?
Absolutely.
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 Let's talk about it.
Because like, what is he talking about? Like, just how many people was lining up on the free throw line, and he got a team for it? Like in another world, Draymond Green could just cuss somebody out from pillar to post. Calm down.
Listen,
Like
he choked out Gobert, and they barely wanted to throw him out for that. They tried to keep him in the game.
barely.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So there are clearly two sets of rules depending upon who you are in this league on
But it's
whether or
always
not
been
the
that
guy
way,
gets
Bishop
thrown out.
D-Lo.
But it's more pronounced now than it's ever been before, though. It
Got
really.
one better.
Go ahead, Dave.
LeBron stepped to a reporter in the middle of the game
I mean, he's not gonna
This
get thrown
guy.
out of a game for that.
on the sideline in the middle of the game.
I agree, Willie. It needed to be said. I think that the NBA has well, Adam Silver's NBA, because yes, we knew there was a disparity in David Stern's NBA, but yet
But this is nasty. This is blatant.
yeah, this is different.
nasty.
It's nasty work now.
It's
Like
nasty.
where I'm watching games where it's not evenly officiated in that game. I'm watching games where the Knicks are getting smacked. Karl Anthony Towns gets hit on almost every drive to the basket. I'm not saying it's just because I'm a Knicks fan. If you
Yeah,
watch
me
the way
too.
he plays,
JB too. JB gets beat down.
JB,
Yeah.
the problem with JB, and again, I agree. You're right. Let me say that first. But the problem with JB is unfortunately he's developed a reputation as being a foul hunter.
They treat him like they used to do James Harden.
Right. So he's not gonna get those. But Karl Anthony Towns has never been a foul hunter. He just goes hard he's just going hard to the basket, and he's getting smacked just about every single play. And yes, there is marginal contact, and then there's guys whacking him across the arm.
Yo,
No
he got
whistle.
reps on his arms all game long.
Yeah.
Look
And
like
then there-
Jesus being
And then
beat.
I'm watching refs tell him to knock it off, and I'm like, but he got whacked in front of you. Like, what do you mean knock it off?
Yeah. That
It's
human
these
side
new
of them
refs,
comes
man.
out.
That's what it is. We got a whole new crop of refs in the NBA. It's not like the old guard. We basically got a whole new crop of referees, man. And these
I
referees,
miss Dick Bavetta and Hugh Hollins.
yeah,
I
we
need
not- we
Hugh
don't
Hollins
have-
back.
We don't have Hugh Hollins, Dick Bavetta, Jake O'Donnell. We don't have those guys no more. We don't have them.
You know, I've watched Hugh Hollins blow a call and then go to that player and be like, you know what, I missed that. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Never
He'll
happened
make
now.
it up.
It
He'll
will
make
never,
it up.
right? It will never happen now.
I can't stand
Because they
Jake
feel like
O'Donnell,
somebody
but
is
he
there to
used do the
watch
same
them.
thing.
Yep.
We're not there to watch you. We're not
Nope.
watching you. We're not here to watch you. They're so protective of their personas. It's like, no, don't do that. Yes, you messed up. And yes, he might have yelled at you. That was my one concern with the Luka trade. Like
Luca's mouth.
after like that first euphoria came over me, and I came down, I was like, yo, they gonna stop listening to us when we complaining about calls, yo.
Oh, yeah.
But let me help y'all.
He
They
complains
doing
about
this
everything.
in college too. I was watching the St. John game, and
When Lewis got called for doing the Brunson celly,
and they said he was throwing up a gun sign.
No.
and
They
Patino was
gave
like,
him a
it's
tag.
a 3.
They
Like,
gave him a tag.
his fingers are literally like this, not
And
like
the ref
this.
said, nah, he
Not
was
like
doing
this. They were like this, and they gave him a
I'm
tag.
sitting here, I
Yeah, I
couldn't
saw that.
believe it.
I saw
couldn't-
that, and I'm like, what?
Patino got on the floor
In the Big East championship game.
and got in the ref face, and the ref like, nah, it was a gun sign. And you even the commentator,
Even if it
like,
was, it's the
it's
Big East
cultural.
championship game.
Yeah, you don't
Put
make
your
that
whistle
call.
in your
Garbage.
pocket unless you need to.
Yeah.
He said it was a gun sign. He held up the three.
You don't give a tech there in one of the most in the championship game of one of the most premier conferences in basketball.
I'm
Horrible,
gonna tell you,
man.
even if it was a gun sign, you don't call that.
Right, not there.
It
But
was
again,
horrible.
but you're right, because gone are the days. Because Melo, well, not even
Melo
Melo.
used to do.
Rasheed Wallace started it, the three to the dome.
Yeah, 3 to the head. Yeah.
That Rasheed Wallace started that celebration. Never got a tech for it.
It was horrible. So I'm saying this wave of referees that we got now, they're just as sensitive as the players.
It's
The-
the women referees that they got in there. That's
They-
the problem.
They are part of
Preach.
it.
Preach.
They're part of it.
I do agree that they are part of it.
They're part
I've
of
been
it.
I've been saying it all
They
season
need to
long.
go. They need to
The
go.
women
These are not your sons and your nephews. These are grown men. They gonna get hit. Send these women. They need to be. Well, I'm not trying to be
Don't
mean.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
But
it. Don't do it, Dave.
It ain't nothing wrong with the kid.
Superintendent. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to bring him
Come
back.
on, Sue.
I had to
Come
bring him
on,
back.
Sue.
I had to
Come
bring him
on,
back.
Sue.
Superintendent.
Come on, Sue.
Superintendent.
But they making it soft.
But you're right. Yes.
They're making
Yes.
everything soft and everything so emotional and all of this stuff. No, this is basketball. If you gonna call, sooner or later we're gonna have to go back to street ball. Let's call our own foul. Because this
Willie
is
said-
ridiculous.
Willie makes an interesting point here. He says, blame the players and blame the league for inventing the flop and soft player, more offense, no physicality for over a decade. Blame the culture shift and the players for not keeping toughness in the game.
Why can't we blame the refs for not being able to recognize what a flop is after 10 years, though?
There you go.
I agree with that.
Why
I
can't we blame the
absolutely agree
refs
with
for
that.
not being able to see that after all these years? We got to blame the players for that?
The
Listen,
players
I'ma
are
keep
taking
doing it if you don't
advantage of
call
a
it.
soft system. So I'm not going to blame the players.
And I'm
The players are taking advantage of a soft
If you're
system.
not gonna call it,
Yep.
and you dumb enough to let me get away with it, I'm gonna keep on
Keep
flopping.
doing it.
Get it?
I'm going to get marginal contact and throw my head back like I've been shot. Absolutely.
Yep.
And pull my groin. and pull my groin in the process.
Your man
Oh, yeah.
flops his way to an injury.
And I'm gonna be
That's
honest
crazy.
with you. I don't think he injured. I think he's doing the same thing he did last year.
Load
He's just
management.
taking these last games off so he can
Load
rest
management
for
for the playoffs. Load
That's
management
it.
for the playoffs.
Ain't nothing wrong with him.
I'm sure that's a piece of it. But
Ain't nothing
again,
wrong with him, Davey. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
the league rules, the league has allowed it, because there was a time in the NBA where you had to, if you were not officially on the injury report, you had to dress. That rule is gone.
Adam Silver.
So now you don't even have to have an injury that was diagnosed by a physician that you had to sit, because you used to have to send it to the league beforehand to say, okay, here is the injury report. Here's what our doctor is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that anymore.
It's horrible, man. This league is so.
Now I can just
and-
sit players for load management.
And I love when people try to compare the 80s and the 90s to this.
No
era.
comparison.
And I'm like, first of all, if y'all gonna give those players the same type of training, and they're gonna get the same type of doctors and
Yet
trainers,
injuries are
if
up.
you're gonna give all of them that same, you're gonna give them the same thing, I still pick those players over these. Because I'm telling you, if Isaiah knew that he could, if Isaiah Thomas knew he could dribble like Kyrie Irving in the game, he would have did it.
Oh yeah, you couldn't do that in the NBA back then. They called carries back then.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. If they knew that they could take three,
These
if Reggie
hezzy
Miller knew-
moves are nothing
Right.
more than carries.
Yes.
If Reggie Miller knew he could take 3 steps back on a step back
Oh
three,
Can you
my
imagine?
God.
if
Reggie
Miller could,
would have been unstoppable.
or
Can you
Ray
imagine
Allen,
if Reggie Miller had a
Allen
step
doing the
back?
step back? Today's step back, those 3 steps back. Imagine Ray Allen getting that.
Imagine Allen Houston with that step back, with that trigger. Woo!
I'm still trying to figure out what the heck a gather step is.
Listen, That's what I'm saying.
I'm still trying to figure out what
So
it is.
when I hear
Because I'm
people
still
saying
trying to.
that,
I've been trying to pinpoint when the gather step actually entered the NBA. Because I don't remember it being a
James
thing.
Harden.
Then all of a sudden it was there, and I'm like, oh well, we changed the rule. You now get a gather. Since when?
Harden and Curry. When Harden and Curry came in the league.
If you took a step back off the dribble, you got 1-2, and you better put that shot up.
Absolutely.
Now I get a gather step in the middle of my dribble, then 2 steps after that. What?
Imagine
That's happening.
Imagine Latrell Sprewell getting the gather.
Right. Latrell Sprewell going downhill with a gather step.
Man, listen. Or a prime Larry
Johnson.
Not
Not
Johnson
what we
with
got
the hurt
there,
back.
right.
The prime Larry Johnson.
Grandmama.
Come on, man.
If Grandmama was able to get a gather step and go downhill,
Imagine
Forget
Jordan getting that.
well, I ain't got nothing to say about Jordan. He got whatever he
Jordan
wanted.
got it.
But
Jordan
that was
was
He
walking.
got whatever he
saying.
wanted.
He had
didn't
his
get
gather
that,
step
but
in the
imagine
air.
He had that. It wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't. But I mean, I watched a game where I watched Tyrese Halliburton against the Knicks take 4 steps to the right on a 3-pointer.
That was Game 7 last year.
And I'm sitting there watching this game going, did this? I mean, yeah, we getting beat, but did this dude just get 4 steps?
Yeah.
And kept doing it.
No call, no whistle.
doing it.
And I'm yelling at my TV going, how is this not a travel?
I was going crazy. And we got the doors blown off.
I hate to say it, but on that game winner last week, when they ran that football play,
Mikal Bridges.
Traveled.
no, Mikal Bridges didn't. I watched Mikal Bridges. He didn't travel. Mikal
They
Bridges.
said he did.
Mikal Bridges caught that handoff, took 2 steps, and then put the ball on the floor. He took 1 dribble and then pulled up. So he used his 2 steps to get free. Then he put the ball on the floor,
But
which
you
is
see,
fine.
that's typical when we grew up. We couldn't get the ball and take 2 steps and then dribble.
But
That's
no,
what
we could. I think people were just misinterpreting the rules.
Well, see, that's the gather step that you was talking about.
Well, I mean, but on Mikal Bridges' shot, it wasn't a gather. It was him it was his momentum carrying him forward, but he still got the ball down on the second step. On the Tyrese Halliburton play, because I watched these plays a couple of times over the last week.
And it wasn't a foul either.
On the Tyrese Halliburton play, he caught the ball, took 3 more. He got all the way to the corner on like 4 steps. Because
And he didn't get fouled.
Giannis wasn't that close to him. So for him to get that far into the corner from where he caught the ball without dribbling, he had to travel.
And Giannis didn't foul him because he took so many steps. Giannis couldn't even get there to foul him.
No, and that was wrong too, because Giannis jumped, but Giannis landed. He came back to the floor, which means
Exactly.
that there's no foul there. And that's according to their rule, because I've heard referees explain it that way. Giannis was able to return to the floor without impeding progress. So that wasn't a foul.
Davey, the Knicks going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, we are.
You already knew he was going to say that.
I'm not sure if we're going to go to the finals because it's going to take us everything we got to get to the Eastern Conference Final. We might not have nothing.
So we're beating Boston in round 2 because that's what we playing.
See,
You know
and
we playing Boston. Wait. You know in round 2 it's Boston because we're the 3 and they're the 2. So 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. So you know we playing. So you saying the Knicks are gonna turn this losing streak around, and they're gonna find a way to win 4 games in the playoffs.
And at least one of them has to be in Boston.
Listen to the prophet. Boston getting out in the first round. Whoever they play in the first round going to take them out.
All right, let's look at it. 1 through 10 right now in the East. We know who 1 through 6 are. 7 through 10 are Atlanta, Orlando, Chicago, and Miami. 7 plays.
If they get Orlando,
7 plays 8 for the 7 seed. 7 plays 8 for the 7 seed. If Orlando can beat Atlanta. I'm sorry. Orlando can beat Atlanta, so I can see Orlando winning the 7 seed.
And they got a little rivalry going on right now.
Miami plays Chicago. I think Spoelstra has a way of getting them right, and if they get Andrew Wiggins back, they get back to being dangerous. No, he's not Jimmy Butler, but he's better than what they've been running out there. So Miami, I think, beats Chicago. I think Miami beats Chicago. And then Miami plays Atlanta for the 8. Who's winning that game?
Atlanta.
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
Atlanta
Atlanta.
beats Miami.
I got
Atlanta beats Miami. Atlanta gets the 8 seed, which means Cleveland gets Atlanta in the first round.
And
Boston
Atlanta,
gets Orlando in the first round, and then everything shakes out the way that it currently is: New York, Detroit, Milwaukee, Indiana.
And
So
I think
that's your 1 through 8. So 1 versus 8. Cleveland versus Atlanta. Who wins that series?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland in 5.
Boston and Orlando.
Orlando gonna shock the world.
I don't see
I'm
it.
telling Pablo, this boy Pablo is the real deal. With
Paulo,
him
not
going,
Pablo.
Paulo.
Paulo, Banchero, whatever you want to call them.
Banchero.
Him going up against Tatum, they cancel each other out. I'm telling you.
Is Wagner back? One of them is back, right?
One of them
One
is
was
back.
back.
Franz is back. Moritz is still out.
The other one gonna be back for the playoff.
No, he's not.
Or is he
out
done
for
for
the season?
That was a season-ending injury. He's done.
Nah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's done for the season.
That's what I'm telling you.
They
They're
may
not
get
gonna
Jalen
beat
Suggs
Boston,
back
bro.
for the playoffs. They may get
They'll
Jalen
get
Suggs
Jalen
back.
Suggs back. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a surprise
They're
there.
not beating them. No.
And we ain't gonna have to
6
beat
games.
Boston. But we'll beat Orlando. And then we gotta do it.
They're not beating Boston, Pastor.
Remember I said?
We just have to
Listen,
wait and see.
listen, you already done lost one bet that you ain't pay up to me. You don't want to make another one.
No, they closed that steakhouse. We supposed to go, and as soon as I was calling to make the reservation, and they said they closed. You saw it.
Don't get me. You don't want to go down this road. You don't.
Wasn't it the Lobster House, the Brooklyn?
You don't want to.
It wasn't no BK.
You don't want to.
Wasn't
You don't
BK
want to go
Lobster?
around. You don't want to go down this road. You
Why?
just accept the fact that you didn't pay up. That's all. Just
No,
accept.
help me. Said the Lobster House in Brooklyn.
It didn't matter if it was the Lobster House. It was a matter of you paying up, no matter where we went.
You said the lobster place. Though.
I said the Lobster House. I said for a black-owned business, but I didn't say whether or not if the Lobster House doesn't exist, you ain't got to pay up no more.
Y'all are
You
hilarious.
said
But
that.
we got DEI now. We can't go nowhere.
See?
Trump got rid of DEI.
So you don't want to. So like I said, V. Like I
Jamal
told
Bryan
V,
said we can't go
he
nowhere.
don't want to make another bet that he ain't gonna be able to pay up on.
We can't go to Red Lobster.
Do you want to make another bet? Is that what you
Jamal
telling me?
Bryan said we can't go nowhere.
So
Do you
Davey
wanna
is
make
taking Orlando in round 1. If it shakes out this way, over Boston.
Do you want to make another? Do you want to make another wager? Double or nothing?
I'm a God fan, man. I don't like that betting stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm in we don't do that in Kojic. They say we can't bet.
He the superintendent now. He got to stop all of these side bets.
We're not betting for money.
I done canceled my FanDuel account and everything.
We ain't betting for money. We didn't bet for money last time. We ain't betting for money. Yeah, I know. All right. Moving on, Bishop D-Lo. Keep going.
Let's put something on it. Let's put something on it, cats.
Oh, listen. Bishop D-Lo, you gonna broker this.
Y'all figure it out.
All right.
We're gonna pick a new restaurant.
I'm gonna pick a place that I know ain't gonna close.
All right. So Dave, you've got the Orlando Magic beating the Boston Celtics in round 1.
Yes.
J Mac has the Boston Celtics beating the Orlando Magic in round 1. That is the wager as it stands now.
If I win, I'm gonna pick a nice place for you to take. I'm gonna pick an easy place. Take me to Lindenwood and give me some snow crab legs out of Lindenwood.
Let's go. I was just there Friday.
Can't go wrong with Lindenwood.
And
Shout
I
out to
know
Frankie and my
Lindenwood ain't
boys
closing.
who are the owners over
I know,
there.
V.
No, Lindenwood ain't never closing down.
Never.
I know
Never.
Lindenwood ain't closing.
Never.
You got it, Bishop.
All right, now.
All
what
right,
you
the bet
want if
is
you
set.
Win? What you want if you win? Where you want to go if you win?
You gotta take me to Del Frisco's.
Dag.
Oh,
Dang.
well, listen. Oh,
No.
we oh,
Lindenwood to Del Frisco's?
Oh, wait a minute. If we gonna up the ante to Del Frisco,
No.
That's what we doing.
Same place, Lindenwood, same place.
I
because
love Del
listen, I
Frisco's,
say
but
we can go to
they
King
not
of
cheap.
we can go to King of Prussia. That's right in your backyard. Now, if you
It
talking
sure
about Del
is.
Frisco, we can go
Sure.
King of Prussia.
Oh, we going
I
down
know
to
you ain't know I knew
Pennsylvania?
about King of Prussia, but I know about King of Prussia.
We going down
That
to
ain't but 30
Pennsylvania?
minutes, 25 minutes from my
Oh,
house.
from your house, yeah,
And
from
we
your
can go to
house.
King of Prussia. All right.
Bishop
If we
Heflin
go
is
to Del
asking in how
Frisco,
many games, Davey? 5 or 7.
Six.
it's got to go 7. He ain't talking about no
It's
5
6.
games.
He said
If it's
6.
7, the
It's going
Celtics
6.
win.
Yeah, because there's no way they're winning a game 7 in
In
Boston.
Boston. No.
That's not
Right.
happening.
And I
Orlando's
don't
not winning a
think
game
the
7 in Boston.
Celtics can get up to the number 1 seed right now.
They
I
can't.
think
They will not. No.
Cleveland
They
That's
locked
out of
in
reach.
the number 2.
That's out of reach. Boston
They-
Boston is 7.5 out with 15 to play.
So
That's
in order for this bet to go into effect, Orlando has to be the 7th seed. So we got to wait for that to play out.
I'm sorry, Boston has 14 to play. I'm sorry.
We
They're
got
7.5
to
out with
wait for
14
that to play out. If they get 7, this bet is in effect.
Yep.
We
So
got
you
it.
said Del Frisco's?
No, we're going to do Lindenwood both ways.
Both ways. Okay. So it's set. Lindenwood both ways.
Because I was going to say Peter Luger.
Y'all come back here. I'm gonna see if I can get them to go live from the winner's phone on the day of.
Oh, I'm going live. You better believe.
So this
going-
is gonna be a lot of fun, y'all. So
And
y'all
keep
look-
in mind,
it's gonna be
yo,
good.
looking forward to this.
the Knicks are only 5.5 games out of that 3rd spot,
They not catching. They
out
not
of that
catching.
2nd spot.
They
You don't
not
know.
catching Boston.
Honestly, the top 3 seeds in the East are set.
They're set.
They're set.
The top 4, really.
Well, not so much because
'Cause
actually
Indiana
Milwaukee and
and
Indiana are
Milwaukee,
tied
They
right now.
tied. It's real
Milwaukee
close.
and Indiana are tied, and Detroit's a game back of both of them. So 4 through 6 is up for grabs. 4 through 6 is up for grabs. 1
Yeah,
through
they're
3
not
is set.
catching New York.
1 to 3 is set. 15 games left. Knicks have a 5-game lead over their closest person. They're back 5 games of Boston. Boston's 7.5 back of Cleveland. That's done. The top
There's
3
only
seeds
about
in the East are
15
done.
games left.
Now, in the West, if you want to see something interesting, in case you haven't looked, OKC has pretty much wrapped up the 1. That's done.
Yep.
Houston has quietly crept into the number 2
Number
seed.
2 spot.
But
But
They
Lakers
tied with
are far
Denver.
behind them.
Denver and Houston are tied, and the Lakers are a game back of the 2.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The Lakers are right there.
And the Lakers are tied with Memphis.
Memphis is a game back of the 2. So
That
2
Western Conference is a
through
monster.
5 in the West are up for grabs.
That Western Conference is a monster, boy. I'm so glad the Knicks don't play out there.
For real. 2 through 5 is up for grabs in the West. So
Where's
That-
Minnesota at? Isn't Minnesota fighting for a play-in?
Minnesota is the 7 right now, but they are technically tied for the 6
With
with
Golden
Golden
State.
State.
But that's what I'm saying. It's so crazy out west.
It's wide open out there, and Minnesota's been playing well of late. And I think I'm waiting for Golden State to hit a wall, and I
We
think
ain't
it's
been
going to
hearing
happen.
nothing about Julius Randle.
He just got back.
Steph
Yeah,
just
he
got
was out.
Steph just got a new back injury that's hindering him tonight. So
Yeah.
he's not balling tonight.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight, right?
They did get Kaminga back. So
Yeah, they got Kuminga back a couple
We'll
the
see,
game before
but-
the Knicks game.
that back injury on Steph is a brand new injury. So we gotta wait and see on that one. They might take a couple steps back.
It's
'Cause
going to be
there's
a fun game.
there's a
tonight,
lot of
'cause
heavy
both the
lifting
Bucks
from-
and the Warriors have something to play for. So
The Warriors had a lot of heavy lifting to get from where they were to where they are now.
Oh, yeah.
So
The Warriors and the Lakers. That's what I'm saying.
no. The Lakers have always been comfortably
No,
in
get
the
out of here.
the Lakers
Are you
all
Not
year.
always, George.
The
Not
Lakers
always.
Come
have,
on, man.
find me a time in the season when the Lakers weren't comfortably in the top 8 all year. They've
Oh,
never
in the
been out
top
of.
8.
Oh,
Okay,
the
I
They've
thought
never
you
been
were.
out of the
Okay.
top
okay,
8
all right.
Okay,
comfortably.
that's fair. Yes, that's
I-
true.
Top
That's
eight,
true.
yes.
They've been
I
top
s-
8 all year long.
But top 8 in the West is
They've
just,
they've only been top 6 recently.
Right.
well, no, they've been top 6. They've only been top 2 recently.
Yes,
That's new. That's brand
very
new.
new.
To me. That's very new. So
Very new.
I'll receive that, but I knew we would fall down. And LeBron got to get his PTO. Let him get
The
his
Lakers were
PTO.
looking rough.
Yes,
man.
Willie,
Come
I
on.
got to give you your props. You did say that. Willie said, what did I say in the last show? If no one is careful, the Lakers could be the 2 seed with those teams not making any distance from each other. And that's where we are right now. So
But my only problem is if LeBron didn't take his PTO, I would have said it would have been I think it would have been a lock for them to get the 2. I don't think it's a lock now that LeBron is shutting down to the playoffs. I don't think it's a
Seeds
lock.
for us. Seeds are not important. Seeds are not important for us.
It is when it comes to Denver.
Seeds are not important. Well, if we see Denver, we can have 6 games at home.
I agree with that, Bishop Eflin. The East is young, and the East has quietly become a
As
beast
long
of
as
its
you
own.
honest about it, V.
I mean,
Listen, we went in. Let me tell you something. We went into Denver with
Yes,
nobody.
Bishop Eflin, PTO. He went on PTO.
We went into Denver with nobody. No Luka, no LeBron, no Magic, no AC Green, no Kareem, no
No
nothing.
Kareem, no James
had me-
Worthy,
They
no
had me
Kobe
watching the
Bryant,
game.
no Shaq.
Right, Davey. They had me watching the game at 12:45 in the morning. Like, we gonna do it. We gonna actually beat them. The ref let that boy, man. That boy
Hurt your feelings,
Dalton
didn't it?
Connect. That boy Don Connect came through. Jokic grabbed him and was like, ugh. And I call him Jamal Jordan when he plays us because he always knows how to play basketball.
He's out of his mind against the Lakers. Yeah,
He always knows how to play
He out of his
basketball against the
mind.
Lakers. He'll go 0 for everything against everybody. When he sees yellow, my
He goes
God,
nuts.
he go
And nobody
crazy.
on that team can play him one-on-one. LeBron can't play him. Austin Reeves definitely can't play him.
Nah.
I mean,
Well,
it's like you said, he just goes off.
The team defense aspect is where we're better. Individual, left on the island, we don't really want to be in that situation.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
But that's what Mike Malone does in that fourth quarter.
Mike Malone plays that 1-4.
He plays that 1-4.
Can I pose a question to y'all that I posed and I didn't get a lot of responses to this, and I want to ask you guys this question.
Okay.
How can someone be a top 5 big man of all time, but they seek out to get switched on guards and smaller people to do the majority of their work?
You talking about the Joker?
Did Moses Malone had to get switched on Tiny Archibald before he did a post move?
Nope.
Did Kareem have to get switched on somebody smaller to do his work?
He plays the European style, V. He plays the
He
European.
he is taking advantage of the David Fisdale created positionless basketball.
Yes.
This idea that anybody can guard anybody, and I'm sorry, and I've said it before, I still believe in traditional basketball positions.
Yes.
I still believe in them.
I believe in it too.
Because I don't believe that you can guard a 6'10 center with a 6'6 wing. I believe bigs should guard bigs. And this is what you see guys getting exploited. But part of the issue is, like J Mac said, fundamentally Jokic knows he can abuse a smaller player because he's fundamentally sound. He's going to play back to the basket. Most of the bigs of this generation are 3-point shooters. One of them is on my team. Karl Anthony Towns.
I can't put you in lore with those guys.
I agree. I agree with you.
I don't like they're trying to take SGA MVP away from him. This
I
man
agree with you.
Ain't no trying. You want to know what game did it? You want to know what game did it?
32, 22, and 20.
That's the game that did. That's the game. I said it when it happened because I think Keisha Carter put it. I said this the game. If SGA don't get it,
You look to this game right here. Circle that
Absolutely.
game. That's the
And
game that SGA lost to MVP.
and if you look at
And it's a
like,
travesty because SGA has had a
It's-
phenomenal season.
travesty. And if you look at a lot of Jokic assists, I saw a highlight clip because I don't really seek out their game. But those Jokic assists have a timestamp of about he'll make the pass at 20 in the shot clock, and the shot goes in at 5 seconds left,
That shouldn't be
and
an assist.
he still gets the assist though. He still gets a dime.
Well,
You see.
it's like the rebound rule. If you tap it out to your teammate,
You get a rebound. You're credited
they
with a
consider
rebound.
that a rebound. Back in the day, you had to put
You
your
had to
hands
grab
on the
it.
ball.
Yeah.
Right. Whoever
Two hands to grab the ball.
whoever actually got possession of the ball got credit for the rebound.
Got credit for the rebound.
I have an issue with rebounding too because with the way basketball is now, with the 5 and out, and everybody shooting threes,
Oh,
no
God.
one's really crashing.
Nobody.
No.
So the rebounds are just coming off. They're not boxing out. They're not.
Which is why Josh
There's
Hart
no
can be
work.
14th in the league in rebounding.
That's right.
There's no
Because they
real
long
work for
rebound.
rebounding.
They
They're
tap
just
it-
coming
he's-
off.
If you tap it to your teammate and he get it, they give you credit for the rebound.
But to Josh Hart's credit, he grabs a lot of rebounds because, like
He
George
does.
said, there are nobody's boxing out. So you
Yeah,
got the
he's
6'4",
crashing.
you got the 6'4" guy that's flying to the basket.
Everybody's getting back.
everybody
everybody's getting back.
running down to get behind the 3-point line.
Listen, I was a guard growing up, and the first thing my coaches taught me was shot goes up, find the body, and put it on him.
Box out.
Yeah. Put your body on them. They would tell you put your butt on them.
Put your butt on them, yeah.
That's
your butt
it.
on 'em.
That's what they would
For
tell
real.
you.
I was being
Fine.
politically correct.
But
But yes, that's
Jokic
what
is
I said.
the man is
Find the
averaging a
body.
triple
I
double.
can't say what my coach actually said.
Right.
He,
Right.
he,
Right.
he used a different
I'm
word.
still being politically correct when I
Enough,
say that.
enough respect, Mr. Rainey. I ain't gonna say what you told us when we was 12.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell him what you told us.
Right.
Man.
But it was a little different when we was coming up.
Man.
Willie
Joe-
Green makes a great point here. He says Kevin Garnett had an interview with Dwight Howard last week, and KG said this is why Dwight's not in the league, because when he was on the Lakers, he gave Jokic fits and he didn't dominate, and they want him to abuse everyone. Now look at that interview. It's politics of the league. Pay attention.
Wow.
Well,
But Joker, he's averaging a triple double, y'all. It's no. I remember when Russell
There is
Westbrook.
no way that a 6'10" dude that can't dunk should be averaging a triple double.
He
But
is.
this is what Adam Silver always wanted. He
no
wanted
way.
a European league. And since nobody wants to be the face, they're gonna make Joker the face. They're gonna make him the face. That's
Joker don't even like America. He don't hang out here. As soon as he win the championship, he go over there with his horses and Borat.
He said it. That's his word.
Borat.
He said that himself. That was his daggone post-game interview after winning the championship. I
They're gonna
can't wait to
make-
go back to my horses. What?
But by giving him these MVPs,
The
he's
NBA
gonna
is a job.
automatically become the face of the league. They don't
But-
want SGA, even though SGA from Canada. They don't want SGA as the face. They want Joker as the face.
Trump gonna put an end to all of this. No
But-
more European MVPs. When Trump get through with all this
They're going
stuff,
to get deported. You can't even get here on a work visa.
out of here. No
If you're
more.
not
No
American
more.
born, you can't play in the NBA.
If you ain't American born, you can't get MVP. Trump, come on, I need you to come through with this. thing.
If they do that, J Mac, it is going to be to the detriment of the NBA. Because
Oh my
the
God.
fans don't want Jokic as the face of the NBA. The fans don't want it.
Yeah, but right now because you
Jokic
got
is not
people-
box office.
Yeah, but you got people talking about they don't want the face. They don't want to be the face. You got LeBron coming out saying what he said. You got Ant-Man coming out saying what he said. You got Draymond Green coming out saying what he said.
Draymond
So
is an
basically,
idiot. Nobody should ever listen to him.
They're
That's
going-
another conversation.
I
And
agree
I-
with that.
believe
but they're
you
going
me.
to throw it on they're going to just put it on Jokic. That's what they're going to do.
Ant-Man is gonna find out the bag that comes with being the face of the league, and
And he's
trust
gonna
me,
go get it. Yep.
he will
He gonna go
double
get it.
back and get that bread and be the face of the daggone league. If
Celtics lead the
SGA
Nets
doesn't-
by 4 as they play halfway through the fourth.
We knew that was going to happen. We knew they was going to come back.
The Nets play the Celtics hard. They really do.
Yeah. Listen, they play the Knicks hard, man.
Wait a minute. What's the score with the Nets in Brooklyn?
84-80.
They were trailing.
And they're in Boston tonight, actually.
They were
I'm telling
beating
you,
Boston by like 8
Firstly,
points.
Boston can be had.
Boston, the refs robbed Brooklyn on Saturday. I caught the end
Yes,
of
they
that game
did.
against Boston. The refs robbed Brooklyn on Saturday night.
I think Boston gonna overlook who they get in the first round. They looking forward. They looking past them, but they focus on the Knicks. And you know, it feels like the Knicks this whole offseason, our focus was we got to get this to beat Boston. We need this to beat Boston. We didn't even think about Cleveland. Cleveland shot the heck out of us this year.
Nobody was thinking about Cleveland.
Nobody thought about
So
Cleveland.
Anybody coming into the season thinking that Cleveland was going to have the record that they had, I'm going to call you a liar to your face.
we went and got Mikal Bridges to be that defensive wing so we can have multiple wings for their multiple wings.
Yep, that was the point.
So we was matching up against them. But now we got to worry about Cleveland, and that's unfair to Tibbs.
No, not unfair to Tibbs because you still match up against Cleveland because they got Garland and Mitchell. You still have to, and OG and Mikal Bridges, they guard up and they guard down.
We're going. I'm excited about it. Whoever we get
for the playoffs to start.
I have liked. I will say this, and then I'm gonna move away from it. Because we got to get to some other topics before we get out of here. But I have liked New York's defensive intensity the last 5 games. I've liked it. It has been a stronger intensity. You can see they've put more into it, and I'm like, where was this team early on?
Was I right about Mitchell Robinson?
Mitch has helped. Mitch has helped greatly. I'm not going to, but I still don't. I'm still not sold on him being the difference maker because as much as Mitch does bring, and don't get me wrong, Dave, I agree. He has, especially last night against Miami, he was great. But I think Tibbs is going to be the one that loses it for us. I really think Tom Thibodeau is going to be the one that screws this thing up for us because his coaching is terrible. And he makes no adjustments. He gets out-coached by better coaches constantly. And that's where going to be. The Knicks have you cannot convince me to a man that the Knicks don't have the personnel to be a true contender.
Yeah, that's true.
What they're missing is on the sideline. And that's why I feel like Tibbs got to go. I don't have a problem with this lineup. I don't have a problem with 1 through 12 in terms of players because every one of these dudes can ball. Every one of them. But your coach has to put you in positions to be successful. And if your coach is not doing that, this could be a problem. And the coach is not doing it. So that's how I see that. Moving to the world of football, Justin Fields is a New York Jet. How about it?
I love it. I love it.
I love it for Garrett.
They college teammates, right?
Yeah, they were college teammates.
Yeah, they were college teammates.
I love it for Garrett because I feel like Garrett had one foot out the door with the way he was treated last year.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
All he did was play his butt off and catch passes from that Sunday school teacher that whole daggone year.
You call that man a Sunday school teacher?
Listen, he was in the huddle talking about Father Abraham had many sons and everything you want to learn. But he was still had a 1,000-yard season with Zach Wilson. You got a 1,000-yard season with daggone Zach Wilson. You deserve better. And then they get him Aaron Rodgers, which is better. But then what do? They bring in Aaron Rodgers' best friend, so automatically he goes to the number 2 receiver.
Which was crazy.
Right.
Which is crazy. Garrett Wilson is a number 1 receiver on any team.
Any team. Love that kid as a playmaker. And he just took it. And that always bothered me watching the Jets the Jets. But I'm glad that they did that for him. But do I feel like they're settled at the quarterback position? No. I don't feel like they're settled yet because Justin has to still prove himself
I agree with that.
he to be a starter in the league. He has Brees. They just gotta surround him with some weapons. I don't know if is Tyron Smith still playing for y'all.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, y'all gotta get him out of there. Man,
You mean
Fi-
Tyrod Taylor?
Tyron Smith.
Tyron Smith.
That man is a screen door at left
Oh,
tackle.
you
He
talking
will
about the
get
offensive
The
line?
offensive line. I was
yeah.
going to say they got to
no.
bolster that offensive line in order for it to be worth something. They
He'll
have
get
to.
Justin Fields killed. So I appreciate that he got a chance. He has
The
a
days of
legit
Nick
chance.
Mangold are over.
Yeah, he has a legit chance. He has a
Kevin
number one
Mawai.
running back.
We had some great ones.
Get him another receiver. Get him a pass catching tight end, and then go to work.
I think the Jets have a pass catching tight end.
You know what I think it is, though? I think it's the offensive line coach. Because we had a guy named Mekhi Becton. He goes to Philadelphia and is all pro.
Yeah,
You're right. I remember.
But with the Jets,
He was
he couldn't
was
block my
penalty
mother's
prone.
boy.
He was penalty prone. I mean,
So
Mekhi Becton got called for so many holds as a Jet. I'm just like, dude.
the dude's 6'8", 580 pounds, something like that. So I think it's the offensive line coach because we got high draft picks for offensive linemen, and
Do
none of
y'all
them
think?
pan out.
Do y'all think that the defense will return to prominence this year? Because we
With
had a
Aaron
pretty good
Glenn,
defense the last couple of years. We just ain't have nobody to throw the ball.
It's gonna be interesting to see. You know, they released C.J. Mosley last week.
no,
Wow, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
They released C.J. Mosley last week.
the devil is a liar.
So I don't know.
I don't even.
I don't know.
Right, you don't even know what they're doing at this point. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what Aaron Glenn's
Uh.
plan is on that side of the ball because C.J. Mosley was the defensive anchor.
Wow, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
Oh
They
man,
released C.J. Mosley last week.
that's why I asked the question because I was asking, thinking the defense was still intact.
No,
But
then you got
Mosley's
next
gone.
month. That's what next month is for, though.
Yep.
You fixed a lot of holes in that draft. So
You hope.
Free
You
agency-
hope.
free agency is just one
Just
part.
got a couple picks. They got a couple picks this year, right? What are they picking? Third, fourth,
7th.
seventh? And when are the Giants picking?
Giants are picking like second or third.
Third. Is
Who
it
you
third?
think they're getting that quarterback? You think Shador's coming to New York?
No,
I think the
don't
Giants
know
are actually
what
going to
if-
sign Aaron Rodgers. I
they
think the
talking about
Giants-
the
Aaron Rodgers-
Steelers getting Aaron.
I
Aaron Rodgers wants to go to the Vikings. That's what the holdup is. He wants to go to Minnesota.
but Minnesota don't want him.
Right. That's why he hasn't signed anywhere yet. The Steelers and the Giants is waiting on A-Rod, and he was like, "No, I want to go there." He wants to go to the Vikings, and the
Yeah,
Vikings
he don't want to play out. He don't want to play outdoors for half the season.
And
He wanna
instead of the
play
Vikings
indoors.
the Vikings need to just man up and be like, "We have JJ McCarthy. We don't need you, Aaron Rodgers."
We don't need you. Exactly.
They
Yeah,
need
they
to
didn't
just stop playing
resign.
with the idea.
What you call him? What's the quarterback name that the Jets let go? And he played there
Darnold.
last year.
Sam
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
They don't have Sam Darnold. Yeah,
Which I thought
So,
was
yeah, that's-
interesting. Darnold had a really good season.
he did.
He
When he
getting
got the money,
paid
he got
now.
paid. He got
did.
paid.
He absolutely
Yeah.
got paid.
I mean, that boy had tools at his man. Justin Jefferson, Addison.
It means so much when you got guys to throw the ball to.
Absolutely.
And will go up and fight for the ball.
I
Justin
can't
Jefferson
name a
would fight
receiver
for the
Sam
ball,
Darnold
man.
had with the Jets. I don't know who he was going
He
to.
didn't have nobody.
We had Garrett Wilson, but like you said, he didn't. I don't understand how you don't go to Garrett Wilson.
I don't think Sam Darnold had Garrett Wilson.
No,
No,
Sam
no, I'm
Darnold didn't
talking
have.
about Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers had Garrett Wilson, but again,
I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers.
but Aaron Rodgers wanted Devontae Adams,
He didn't trust Garrett Wilson.
and that's where the problem started. You have a number one receiver, and you go bring in your best buddy to be the number one receiver.
which is crazy to me.
Crazy. Aaron Rodgers said this
Willie said,
franchise
"Stay in the
back,
dark
man.
and retire." That's what Aaron Rodgers should do. Yeah, he liked those dark rooms.
He
But
sent the Jets franchise
that's why I
back
like
coming
what
in.
Woody Johnson did. He came in, he said, I'm not just firing the coach, I'm getting rid of everybody. General manager, coach, quarterback, water boy, everybody gone. So he's starting fresh.
Solid. Listen, I was shocked that he fired Solid in the season. I didn't think he would do. Because
Yeah,
in
I
the
didn't think that would have
NFL,
happened in season.
yeah, NFL, you don't really see that happening. Where
Yeah.
they fire the coach. They usually let the coach finish out the season, then they'll
And
let
then
it
it's
go.
Black Monday. the day
Yeah,
after the last game of the season
Well,
is Black Monday.
right.
he had George Steinbrenner on the mind. He did George Steinbrenner.
Clearly, he channeled his inner George.
Oh God, yeah.
JJ McCarthy hasn't proven himself yet. No, but
They
he's
didn't
got
draft
a
him to bench him, and now he had a whole year to prepare because of
right.
the injury. That's his
Yeah,
job now.
Sam Darnold was the transitional quarterback.
Right.
He was the
But he
transitional
played better
quarterback.
than they expected.
They did,
Way better.
but it's clear, but the fact that they let him go, that they still plan to go forward with JJ McCarthy. That's
How
that's
about
clearly
all
what
these?
it is.
How about all these wide receivers trading places? We got TK Metcalf going to Pittsburgh. You got Debo Samuel
Debo
going to.
Samuels, yep.
Yep.
Debo
Those.
Debo is washed
You
as
think he
winter
washed?
white.
You think he
He's
washed?
washed.
Some
You
injuries,
don't.
man.
You don't think them leather shorts gonna do him any good?
Not
Not
leather
a
shoe.
he gonna be wearing them Sunday afternoons watching the games.
you, you don't think he gonna them leather shorts in his calf high boots? You don't think
Well, he
you don't
was
think that's
playing
gonna
in
do him any
San
good?
Francisco. They got
The
San
Bay
Francisco
Area.
treats out there.
Okay, I'll be back.
That's why I threw it. I wanted to see was Davey gonna catch it. That's why I threw it out
He
I'll
there.
be
was
back.
out there. Debo
They got
Samuels was out there in San Francisco. And I've been to San Francisco. They got more than earthquakes out there.
Dave, superintendent.
I did it. McCann did this.
You gonna blame the superintendent? Is blaming the bishop?
They got treats out there.
They got
Oh,
they got
George,
treats
don't
in
join
San
them, bro.
Francisco,
Don't join
Dave.
these people.
they
Please don't
got
join
They
these
got
people.
treats.
treats in San Francisco.
San
Oh man.
Francisco treats.
That's rice aroni.
And listen to you, Mr. Velo. Listen to you.
No, that's from the commercial. Rice
Oh.
aroni is the San Francisco treat.
They be ringing that trolley bell, don't they?
That trolley bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding
Come get your
ding.
That
Francisco treat.
they got the long as they ain't a good and plenty candy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we gotta move. We gotta move. Transitioning to our last segment of the night, we gotta talk some World Wrestling Entertainment as we hurtle quickly toward what is WrestleMania coming up on April
What's going on with
19th.
John Cena? What's going on with the man?
He's a
Yeah.
heel.
We about to get into it.
John Cena made his first appearance since his attack of Cody Rhodes and siding with The Rock, and when Cody turned down The Rock's offer to sell his soul to him. And they had their first confrontation in Belgium. Before we get into the confrontation, I have to say this. American crowds, these overseas folks are making us look horrible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These overseas folks are WWE is our baby.
Yeah.
And these folks are going over into the European Union, and those crowds are like, I'm getting goosebumps watching Raw from the crowd.
That's crazy. It's crazy to feel that way.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view
I'm like
vibe.
this.
Pay-per-view
I want to
vibe.
go. I want to go to a WWE
Right.
live event
Overseas.
over there.
Yeah.
I want to go over there. I don't want to go here in America.
We've taken the wrestling business. See, the problem is the IWC, for the most part, has ruined the wrestling community.
Yeah.
For those of you
Yes.
who don't know what I'm talking about, the internet wrestling community, the IWC.
The dirt sheets.
They have ruined the wrestling community. in that, we have so many smart fans that complain about everything, that won't follow a storyline to see it through. And the European fans are just invested.
Yeah.
They're passionate. They just like, I'm along for the ride. Just show me something.
Yeah.
Right. They just want to see a good show.
And we took it for granted.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
And the WWE, if you notice, the WWE is doing more and more premium live events outside of the United States.
They're tapping into it.
You don't feel like they gotta love that feeling too.
Yeah.
And it's
The wrestlers talk about it.
it
They
is
love
nothing
it.
for them to get on a private jet and be like, we're going over here. If you want to watch Raw live, turn in at 4:00
In the afternoon, right?
If not, stay off the internet. Or you gonna get it sport? Because I got SmackDown spoiled for me because I went on Twitter on Saturday and on Friday, and I was upset about it. But it is what it is. But these people, these crowds, man, they're electric.
Yeah,
And that Belgium crowd
last night was,
when they was now Europe has a special chant for Cody Rhodes now. Everywhere in Europe, they got this chant for Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
I'm like, yo.
And that's not the first time they did it.
Did you notice how strategic they had to be with AJ Styles?
Yeah.
They was like, we can't let you go out there.
Right. Like,
we got to keep you in the back.
You got to stay here. Right. You got to stay here.
Yep. Because people from Belgium speak French. And the last time they was in France, they started that phenomenal junk. And he's supposed to be a heel. And the place exploded with his chant.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm telling you
gosh.
that. Listen, last night was electric, man. I mean, I'm sitting there.
They sang Cody's theme song word for word, bro. They were louder than the music in the
louder
arena.
than the music. Man, when John Cena came out, he stood in the ring for a good 2 minutes and didn't say a word.
That John Cena sucks was so loud. I'm like, oh my God.
Can we give John Cena his flowers for his
phenomenal job last night.
The best promo of his life.
I agree.
Yeah. Did you hear the things he like? Because like you were saying,
and nothing he said was wrong.
The IWC,
said nothing wrong.
IWC was all over it. We're gonna get a new theme song. He's gonna cut his hair bald. He's gonna have new clothes.
My man said, "I'm not changing nothing.
Ring, I'm not. Y'all don't deserve me getting new clothes.
He said,
y'all don't deserve me doing a new song." He said, "My voice is on that.
My voice is on that song."
I was like, man.
He said, y'all come here, y'all dressed like me, yo.
Right? He's like, not getting new merch. Y'all, he's like, I'm dressed like you. You dressed like me.
He sounded like some local gospel artist I know. I was like, when did Cena drop a worship album? He said, that's my voice up there.
Listen, let me tell you something. He said so much truth. It got to the point where they stopped. They had people were in the crowd actually thinking about what he was saying. Like, he's like, yo, I've been in an abusive relationship with y'all for 25 years.
He said you can't see you can't. He brought up the "you can't see me" joke.
Yep, he said for 15 years I've been the butt of the joke. For 15 years, it's not even funny.
Wow,
a lot of people didn't catch it.
I was blown away.
You can't see me,
J-Mac. I was blown away, dog. I was blown away.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
And Cody's response, it wasn't nowhere near as long.
It was short, sweet,
sharp,
and that's exactly.
I got a soul, y'all.
All right, Dave. Shout out Superintendent Wright.
Yes, sir. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, when
Kenny was good.
When he got up there and he started breaking down how he was in a view, he said, "Listen," he said, "I'm cutting y'all off tonight." He said, "Even the ones that chant, let's go Cena." He addressed them.
Pointed out people dressed like him.
Yo, how about the little kid?
Poor kid. Kid came out like his hero. He's like, "You gonna have to get it. I'm sorry."
Yo,
and they put it up on.
He put it at the kid. I said, "Oh, is this what we're doing?"
And they switched the camera to the kid. He was like, "Yo, What's
And I
happening
hate
right
to
now?
say it, the kid looked like one of the Make-A-Wish kids.
He did. He did.
I was like,
But
yo!
He
Cody,
did.
Cody's response was nowhere near as long, but I said it last night. To me, it was the best promo of Cody's career. When he said, if this is the John Cena that shows up at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
he said, you gonna be retired early.
Early.
He said, I don't want.
My man said, I'm ending this farewell tour now.
He said, you a whiny. He said, I don't want. He said, I want John Cena, not this whiny. Yo, that line, and then he threw the mic at him.
You know when he caught me? He caught me right in the beginning. John Cena. He started. John Cena was like, "Listen, kid." He was like, "I ain't no kid.
I ain't no kid.
I ain't no kid. I'm the champion.
Yeah, I'm the chair. Yes.
Like this is different. This is a way different type of time,
Like, I don't know what you thought this was.
man.
Yo, Cody is gonna be over. He's already over in
Like, dude,
in
you
Europe.
acting like you punked me. No, you snuck me. That's essentially what he was letting them know.
You know what else, too, guys? You know what else, too, fellas? American fans now gotta understand it's not just about us no more.
Right?
Because American fans think that as long as we feel a certain way, the WWE has to cater to us. No longer. The WWE does not have to cater because American fans want this. Now they're global. They don't have to cater to you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to give you what you want because you want it. They don't have to. Look at that Belgium crowd last night. They don't have to.
And
They
Triple
can
H tries his
live
best.
over in Europe and kill over there.
Triple H tries his best to give us what we want. Like, let me ask y'all a question though. Who main events Easter Sunday though?
It's gonna be the champ.
It's gotta be Cena. It's gotta be Cena and Cody.
It's gonna be Cena and Cody. It's
gotta be
not
Cena
gonna
and
be
Cody.
the triple threat. I know that's where you go.
No, that's Saturday.
Hear
You
me
think
out.
they're gonna bump Gunther and
I
and
think
Jay
Gunther.
off of the main event?
I think
No.
Gunther.
I think Gunther open. They might. I think Gunther and Jay open Sunday.
I think Gunther and Jay main event Sunday night.
Traditionally,
when-
I would say that, but I can see Jay having, because again, Triple H is very big on. I've noticed he's very big on curtain opening matches as well,
The
But
triple
listen.
threat
and
could
he'll
open-
give you a hot match to
The
open a
triple
show.
threat could open night one though. The
It
triple
could.
threat
Yeah.
could open night one.
You ever
But
been-
the
you-
problem with that is, if that triple threat is as hot as we think it's gonna be, it could ruin the show for everybody else.
It's gonna be hard
Listen,
for
let
everybody
me-
to come up to that. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You ever
That's a
been
dilemma.
to y'all
Oh,
was
yeah.
talking about it
Oh.
earlier. Y'all ever been to a service where there was no preaching? That gun
Saturday.
You put that Gunther and Jay, and I dare if you start a night of
Yeah, if you
WrestleMania
open with that,
Gunther and
yeah,
Jay,
it's
Ain't
they're
go-
gonna be eating the whole night. They're gonna be
go-
eating the whole
it
night.
has to main event the second night, bro. It has to because when Jay wins that thing, that place is going to
The Las Vegas Strip is gonna just be eating.
As
the
long
whole
as they
strip.
don't do
bro.
as long as they don't do the Vince McMahon thing, a double main event. As long as they don't do that,
I
I'm
can't
good.
see Triple H doing that. Triple H
Nah.
is. I think Triple H is so tapped into the pulse of the culture of today that he's not gonna mess
He's
that.
not
He's not gonna mess it
insult
up.
He's not going to insult us. Because
Yeah.
that's what Vince was doing. A double main event.
The double main
It's
event,
no
right.
double main event. It's the main event.
It's either the main event or it's not. But
Right.
I love what Triple H has done as making the curtain jerking match big as well, because that's what they
Yes.
call the first match, the curtain jerker. So he's made that big as well, so it can have a main event feel without ruining the rest of the show.
and they don't have pre-show anymore. No
Which
more
was
pre-show
smart. They
matches.
should have been,
Very
because
smart.
first of all, Mania is already 400 hours long anyway.
True.
We didn't need to have a 3-hour pre-show And then a 5 hour. I will never forget the last one that they did in New York, New Jersey. I think that was the night Bianca main evented against Sasha Banks when they main evented. I believe that was the last. They didn't go on till like it was a little after midnight. Like, what the heck? What are we doing on the East
Yo,
Coast?
I
Really?
remember, and I remember listening to a station, a radio, and they were talking about how there was no transportation, no public
Couldn't
transportation.
get home.
They couldn't get home. They were stuck at the Meadowlands. They were stuck. They were stuck out there. Everything shut down. They had no buses, no trains, and they were saying what a poor job New Jersey did. But New Jersey did that on purpose because everything was centered in New York. So that was the New Jersey's way of saying, okay, you want to
We're gonna
stick it
screw
to
y'all.
us.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
We're
That
gonna
was
screw y'all.
that's what that was. That's what that was. Yeah. But I agree with you. Now that I'm thinking about Jay and Gunther has the main event because when he come out there and and all of those lights are out and they going like this.
When they announced somebody call Samantha and just have her come back for one
Listen,
night.
I'm doing
You doing the Rock right now? The Rock.
Like I can like just hearing it like and
Right,
like
and that's why I'm like,
it's
if
gonna-
somebody, that's why I'm like, just if they just call Samantha, just come back for one night. I just need you to come back for
all
one night.
she's doing is
'Cause-
making music. Like,
Right,
honey,
like you could have
did
kept doing
and-
that.
Yeah, she was upset. She said the WWE wouldn't support her. That's what the issue was.
Yeah, because
Because
she
she-
wanted to do more,
She
and
wanted to be a manager, and
they wasn't ready
Right.
to do that with her.
yeah.
But I'm just like, you're getting paid a lot of money to be a ring announcer. I mean, and I'm not saying that your job is easy. It's not, because you are helping create the atmosphere. I absolutely get it. But you're a natural at it.
When she announced Cody last year,
Man, I
Nah,
had that
you
Rock
can hear
moment
the
when she did that.
emotion in her-
I had that Rock moment when she did it last year.
And
When she
that-
cried, and the fact that she said it's because I'm a fan too, and I think that was part of the selling point. The fact that they don't tell the ring announcers what the results are
She
beforehand,
purposely doesn't
so
want.
that
She's like she don't want to know.
right, and she doesn't want to
don't.
know, and so that's organic. Like, you can't manufacture that, and you became an icon at doing that. So it's like. But I guess we just have to imagine what it would have been like if she did the and new with Jay Uso.
Oh my gosh, yo, that place is gonna.
Allegiant Stadium would be rubble.
Oh my god.
Allegiant
I think
Stadium would
the
be
only-
rubble after that.
The only thing that I wanted that the E didn't do for me this year was bring out Trick Williams during the Royal Rumble. I'm still mad at them.
I'm like, how long are they gonna leave him in NXT? Like,
I'm still mad at them. They're close. They're very close to the point of mishandling him. They're very close to the point of mishandling
I
him.
agree with you.
I think they're already there. I think they're already
I
there.
agree
bro.
with you, because I feel like, if anybody should have been a main roster call up by now, it should have been him.
Right. If you're gonna have Obafemi as the champion, you're not gonna let Trick be the champ no more.
Call
But
him
you
up.
know what? But then on the other hand, they brought Mello up. They not doing nothing with him, man. You don't want him to come up on that main roster. They don't do nothing.
Mello tweeted out today.
Oh, I didn't see it. What'd he say?
Mello tweeted out today. I don't know the 50 Cent lyric. Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. And it was 3 pictures of him when he won the breakout in NXT, when he won the title in NXT,
Oh, wow.
and when he won something else in NXT. 3 pictures. And so there was so much support for him under there. They was like, nah, you still him, you still the man, you this, you that. And I'm like, yo, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that he's working, and I know for a lot of them, it's just good enough for them to work, but they want to see some success. When I was watching that Rumble, and Mello came out at 5, and I'm like, this is perfect. You bring Trick out now, mad
Right.
early,
And let
give
them.
him, and then get him out
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
all the big dogs come, and then we could go. They're bringing out Speed and all this other stuff, but then in the ladies' Royal Rumble, You got half the NXT roster.
Half the NXT roster. You bringing out Grace from TNA.
Well,
Like,
no, she's on the WWE roster now.
She's on the NXT
well, yeah, she's
roster
officially.
now.
But I mean, at the time when they brought her out initially, the first time,
You talking the first year.
the first year,
Yeah.
And it was a great moment. It was an absolutely great moment.
And
It was
her,
a
and
natural-
her and Trinity hugged in the ring and then went at it.
and then
went
That
at
was
it.
a nice-
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just been a natural progression of everybody. NXT, 2 title runs, call up. Boom.
All up. Yep.
Same
But
thing.
they-
Men and women's side.
Trick-
Men and women's side.
Men and
Yep.
women. Trick
But-
has it twice. All right. Why is he still down there?
Is there
But-
something that
but
we don't know
again,
about the situation?
They don't even have Mello. We forget Mello was a #1 draft pick for SmackDown, and they do nothing with him. He had that little run with
He
Andrade.
gets a lot of work. He gets a lot of work.
He does.
But you know what? And it is another thing I thought about.
The roster is stacked though.
The jobbers don't look like the jobbers did when we was
Right,
kids.
right. We don't. There really aren't jobbers anymore.
Back then, we knew
Yeah,
Who
right.
the jobbers
You knew the
was in
Brooklyn
our-
Brawler was coming out.
Mike McCormick.
Mike McCormick,
Yes,
Doink the
yes.
Clown,
Mike Shaw.
We knew who
Mike
the jobbers
Shaw,
were.
Mike Shaw.
Al
They will
Snow
come-
before he became,
Yeah.
before
they
he
will
started
come
the
back
Job
from
Squad.
they will come back from a commercial. They
And
already
they were already in the ring.
They're already in the ring. They don't got nothing. They don't got no music.
Yep, they don't have no entrance.
No
music.
interest, nothing. But yeah, but that's another reason why. But I get it because that there isn't enough time slots, and the fact that Triple H, but in order to build storyline, has cut down on the amount of matches that we see at both
Right.
the premium live events and even on Raw and SmackDown. There's only but so much room, so I get it. But if that's the case, then NXT needs to become its own regular brand
Well,
and
see,
not be the farm system, so to speak,
I was
anymore.
going to say, I think they're getting back to doing that. Because
It feels
remember,
like it.
Triple H wanted to do that when Vince was around, and Vince was like, no, no, no. NXT was the third brand. So I think now that Sean is down there running the show, and you see less call-ups coming up. You don't see that many. Used to be call-ups all the time.
All
Right,
You
the
don't
time.
see that many call-ups. I think it's a pseudo third brand. They're not saying it, but I think NXT is a third brand, especially since they got this partnership with TNA now.
Yeah.
I think NXT is the third brand.
And,
They
and
just
Triple
not
H
saying it.
and Triple H very quietly hired Road Dogg to run SmackDown.
There you go.
And he's doing a
Yep.
great
You got
job.
Road
He's doing a
Dogg
great
running
job.
SmackDown.
He's doing a great
Will
job.
Rex was running
With a third
NXT.
hour.
Yeah. So everybody kind of has to, as they used to teach us as preachers growing up, they had to build their own fire now. Everybody got to build their own fire.
Yeah.
And Sean is doing an excellent job down there.
Oh, yeah.
With TNA and NXT.
Yes.
Those crossovers are phenomenal.
Crossover match with Moose and
Oh my
Over
God, that
Femi.
match.
Yo.
That was a classic.
And I understand the conundrum they're in because when you got a guy like Obafemi, you could only keep him on the second tier championship
for so long. Yep.
But it should be an easy fix because you got a star in Trick, and he's already over. Like he was
Super
on
over.
He was on SmackDown one time, early in the days of Carmelo getting called up. Carmelo was getting jumped on SmackDown,
Right. Yeah.
and Trick came
Trick's
out to
mu-
save
yeah,
him.
Trick's music.
And the whole
Yeah.
arena
It went
That
nuts.
arena
started
went
chanting, "Whoop
crazy."
that Trick."
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there like, no brainer. Here we
He's
go.
another one.
And then-
Like Trick like Jay Uso just have it. They just have it. They just have it.
They just have
But
it.
again, you don't want to call him up there, and you don't
And
have
then not
nothing.
use him.
You gotta
Right.
have something for him if you bring him up, though. You gotta have something for him. You
Trick.
gotta have something for him.
SmackDown is probably
He's
the
too
best place for him to
popular.
go because of the time. He got to go to SmackDown where there's 3 hours. He got to
Right,
go to
but
SmackDown where there's 3 hours.
so where do you
Because-
where do you fit him in though?
Because Andrade ain't even getting no burn right now.
He
And what's the name? They said
Listen,
what was his name? Nakamura. They said they think he's getting ready to leave the company. He had the U.S. title for 3
yeah,
months. and didn't do nothing.
Nakamura's
And they took it off him.
that was supposed to be that was supposed to be a WrestleMania match, but they said that he lost so much momentum. They was like, just take it off him now.
Yeah.
Him and LA Knight
Well,
was supposed to be WrestleMania,
gonna
and
get
Penta.
I feel
Penta
like though
and
the
Breaker
Nakamura
at Mania.
the
That's gonna be a
Nakamura
good match.
persona change kind of did it though. I think they went too dark with it.
With
With the Nakamura persona
with
change.
Nakamura.
With the Nakamura persona change. I think they would.
For
I
lack
like
of
the
better
idea
words-
of him being darker, but I think they went too dark with it.
What they're doing with Nakamura now would fit perfectly in AEW.
Yeah.
It would fit
Yeah.
perfectly in AEW. But like Nakamura has had a good run with
did.
WWE. He could go home. He could AEW. He could do a
Go
bunch
back to
of
New
different
Japan.
things. But
There's a lot of things he can do.
listen, Ray Phoenix is on the way.
Yep.
Aleister Black is on the way.
Aleister Black's on his way back. Yep.
Any day now, Tricky get called up, and I know they're salivating looking at Oba. Like Oba can only be down there so much longer.
Yeah, it's only gonna get harder.
Yeah.
I would love to see a match see Oba Femi and Braun Breaker. That's what I would
Oh my
love.
gosh.
We'll probably get that at some point.
Can you
next year.
imagine that at a that's a WrestleMania
At a
match.
Mania?
You
Shout out to
build that. You could build that.
My young MVP right now, Jacob Fatu.
Oh man, he's been
Rookie of
better
the
than
year.
anybody could have imagined. We
Rookie
knew
of the
he was
year.
good because on the Indies he was phenomenal, but he has been better in the WWE. Like he overtook Solo.
He's beating LA Knight, by the way.
And
if they
Solo
fight
did
at
nothing
Mania.
wrong.
I agree with that. I think he
Solo-
takes the U.S. title off of LA.
Or for
Knight.
LA Knight. LA Knight is a transitional champion.
Yeah,
Solo did
It's going
nothing
to
wrong.
It's going to Jake.
nothing.
Jake is getting it.
He has had the perfect push and he's done it perfectly.
But Jacob
And
is
he's-
a star, man.
Well, you
He's
saw
a
that the first night he
star.
came out. Everybody said
Yeah.
like, "Yo, this dude is." And it
Why
was,
do you think they're keeping him away
they keep
from
him
Roman so much?
Right? They gotta keep him
They
away from
gotta
Roman
keep
right
him
now.
because Roman. Listen, he's gonna steal Roman's. He's gonna steal. He already stole Roman's shot. That's why they just take the bloodline off screen and put them way over here and put
Right,
Roman
but
way over
as
there.
the story evolves, Jacob will eventually be the tribal chief.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it going that
Yeah.
way because that's why Solo is trying to push him to get the U.S. title. And once he
Yeah.
get that U.S. title, he's gonna be like, "Listen, I'm the one with the gold. You ain't got nothing."
It's flipped
So
now.
it's-
Now he's Solo's telling him, "I love you," when we was
Yeah.
flipped the other way before. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's
Listen.
it's a lot.
And they got
The crazy
and they
thing
keep
about
him-
how that even became huge, that "I love you" Solo, yeah, the whole
Yeah.
crowd chanting it. Like, what the heck?
Listen, they kept
That dude,
they
Jacob
real-
Fatu is just money. It's
They
ridiculous.
realized
Money.
the first couple times, okay, yeah, we can't have Roman and Solo. I mean Roman and Jacob. We can't have them together. Nah. After you win this Ula Fala, you going over here and you're gonna take some time off TV and you're gonna go way over here. You ain't gonna have no interaction with the bloodline, and we just gonna let the bloodline do its thing over here.
Yeah, they put Roman on Raw. Roman's on
Yeah.
Raw
Yep.
now.
Yeah, they can't have them. Listen,
They can't be
Jacob is
together.
Jacob would steal his spot. It's already done.
Yeah.
He don't even have the same wrestling skills as Jacob Fatu.
Nah, that man.
That is the most athletic big dude I've ever seen in my life. That don't
He
make
hops on
no
them turnbuckles
sense.
and do that moonsault. He's
That
doing
don't
it
make
just like
no sense.
Tiffany Stratton. He does it better than Tiffany Stratton does.
And he much bigger than Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Much bigger than Tiffany Stratton. Much bigger.
And what's her
much
name?
bigger.
Io Sky. Io
Io-
Sky does it too.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's
but
gonna be
yeah.
a good match. I don't
That's
like what
gonna
they're
be-
doing with. I don't like what they're doing with Rhea though. I don't like what they're doing with her. They making her like a whiny crybaby. I don't like that.
well, I mean,
It was a surprise
that's the
for
turn.
me.
That's the heel turn back. That's the
Yeah, it
turn
was a
back to-
surprise, but it makes sense.
I
Yeah.
know.
Because
I know.
I think she's a better
but
heel.
I agree.
but Bianca,
She's a better heel.
I think Bianca's getting ready to turn heel too. You don't see her jumping around no more. You don't see her flipping that hair coming down the aisle. She got them dark glasses.
I
I
don't
think
know
she's
if they
getting
could
ready to
turn her
turn heel.
yet because
Huh?
I don't think it's going to turn
she's
her
seen a
yet,
level.
but it's coming.
She's seen a level face where
I
you
don't know
can't
about
do it
Cena
yet.
level face.
She is.
Not anymore. Nah. They booed her last night. They booed her in
They did.
Brussels.
They
They booed her
absolutely did.
because if you put Rhea, Bianca, and
And
Io in the
Io.
ring, Rhea's gonna get the most cheers. Rhea's
Yeah,
gonna
but she
until they
wasn't
fully
getting
turn
none.
Rhea again. Rhea's gonna get the most cheers.
It's gonna be hard to turn Rhea heel because she's over. It's gonna be. I don't see. It's gonna be like when they tried to turn Becky Lynch a heel and keep Charlotte a face. It didn't. It didn't work.
Which was
Y'all
stupid too,
think
because Charlotte's a better natural heel, but that's another
Yes.
conversation.
Y'all think they're gonna keep Bianca's WrestleMania undefeated record intact?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
I do.
necessary.
I think she's winning.
I think we need another Undertaker-like streak. I think it's
Yeah.
necessary.
Okay.
I think she's gonna win because
And there's never been one on the women's side, so I think,
Yeah.
I think
Right.
it's necessary.
and Triple H loves Bianca. He loves
Yeah.
That's his girl. That's
Yeah.
his girl. You know, the IWC hates it because they felt like she's overpushed.
Yep. That's why I said Cena feel. And I there were a couple of years ago when they were still Black and Gold NXT and she was still down there. I remember they did a there was a story on NXT and they did a survey like with people that don't watch wrestling. And I'm gonna tell you, you'll know about how long ago it was. The people that didn't watch wrestling, they said, who are the people that shine the most out of these wrestlers that you've seen? The two people that shined the most was Bianca Belair and Velveteen Dream.
Wow.
I
That's how
remember
long ago it was.
Velveteen.
And that's bad. He had it. Oh my God, he
Had it.
But you know
He
why.
had it,
But you know why
man.
they didn't
Had
push
it.
him. Y'all know why he didn't get pushed. Y'all know. Y'all know why.
Had it, man.
Of course
Had
he
it.
did.
I was looking forward to his call up.
Of
He
course
was
he
gonna
did.
be something else. Those
Yeah,
takeovers were
Yeah,
out of this
they
world.
were out of this world. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Yo, wouldn't
Bianca
this-
is
would-
just
would-
one of those people that she has that je ne sais quoi. Like you are drawn to Bianca
Yeah.
just naturally. That charisma is crazy.
You know what I would love to see, but I know WWE would never do it.
My daughter is drawn to Bianca, and she don't even like wrestling.
What y'all think I'm about to say about Bianca? What I think they should do?
Don't say Bianca and Jade.
No,
No, thank
put
God.
Bianca with the Street Profits, with her husband.
That would be for me. That's the
What
only
a
turn that makes
stable.
sense. That's the only turn that makes sense.
And that's what I'm saying.
As they currently
Because-
are right
be-
now, at
because
this
they-
iteration of the Street Profits, I think she would fit in perfectly with them.
That's why I'm saying that. Because they just basically turned. Because they got this dark side to them now.
And they got gold.
And they got gold. Bianca is getting ready to get gold. And she's not that jumping around, flashing
Bianca.
around like she was before. She's pretty much, stoic. I think this is the perfect time to put her with
Street
Montez.
Profits.
With Montez,
But I know they won't do it. I know they won't.
I like what they did with the Street Profits. They
Yeah.
just kept the belts off them for way too long.
4 years.
4 years is crazy.
I
4
agree,
years is
but
crazy.
I think that's why it's going to translate into a longer run this time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to translate into like a serious like long run for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I like the fact I don't know if you remember SmackDown the week before, how Nick Aldis did the whole thing with all those teams in the SmackDown division. Like
Yeah.
SmackDown got actual tag teams.
tag
teams,
teams,
yeah.
yeah, they have a
Which I
tag team
love.
division, yeah.
They got an actual tag team division. Unlike Raw,
Raw-
is just
American Made and War Raiders. That's it.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
And then they throw everybody else singles wrestlers together. I
Yeah.
can't stand that.
They gotta split that up some more, which is a perfect segue to the last thing I wanted to bring up. What do we think about a final Hardy Boys run before they're inducted to the Hall of Fame, which will probably be next year?
It's gonna happen. But does it do anything for me?
It'll be a nostalgia act, obviously. It'll
That's
be a
what it's
nostalgia
gonna
act.
be. Yeah.
Something
It
tells
doesn't
me
do
that they're-
anything for me.
some tells me that they're happy where they are. The fact that they did that little NXT run,
That
they didn't
crossover. Hmm.
right, they didn't feel it was too small to go to NXT and just get their titles back. I kind of feel like they're happy where they are right now. They don't,
I think they're happy
and
with,
maybe
with TNA.
and maybe Jeff doesn't want that much light on them right now.
Yeah, every
So
time he get the spotlight, Jeff do something stupid. So
right, so
Yeah, he get a little loopy.
yeah,
they
yeah,
up the
yeah, yeah.
drugs, Jeff. Listen, everybody, want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. We appreciate you joining us again. David Wright, J Mac as always, V George Smith. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you
Thanks
guys.
to
Yeah,
Willie
V.
Green, Kenny Copeland, Bishop Greg Heflin, Sam Jennings, everybody who joined us tonight. We appreciate you. Thank you for making the show what it is. Don't forget, you can download the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, also on iHeartRadio, wherever your podcast, wherever you watch your podcast, you can you can get your podcast. Before we get out of here, George, let them know where they can find you.
At V George, I'm sorry, Victor George Smith everywhere. Hello, beautiful people podcast every week. Audibly, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Brody's podcast. I just joined them every Sunday at 7 o'clock on YouTube now. We're on Facebook Live every Sunday, 7 o'clock on YouTube now with my brother DJ Brown. And yeah, man, I thank you so much for the invite. It was real good to be back here.
Always,
And
bro. Always.
Luca, never forget.
Right. His name is V. Luca Smith now.
Luca
He's from the Slovenian section of Jamaica.
of Jamaica, yes.
Y'all man.
J Mac, tell them what you got going on this weekend. Something huge happening in the world of New G and Emmaus.
This Saturday at 11 a.m. sharp in Brooklyn, All Roads lead to 209 Rochester Avenue, where I will be appointing my wife overseer in the Lord's Church. One of my first appointments as a bishop, so I'm very excited about that. The homilist will be none other than Overseer Cynthia McGinnis from the Full Effect Gospel Ministry. So y'all know we're gonna have a time. If you're there, please come by. She would love to have you there, my wife, and be an encouragement to her. She's really taking this appointment very seriously. It's God
Yes, she is.
assignment. And we're grateful for all the support that you give. Thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday at 11 a.m.
All right, so now you know where to find these brothers, and don't forget also, Dave has been set aside by the Church of God in Christ as the superintendent, and they'll be having his superintendent service coming up as well for New York. I mean, the appointment is official, but they're gonna have a New York celebration that'll be coming up as well. We'll get y'all the date for that as well. So if you're in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, tri-state area, Jersey, Connecticut, get out. Make sure you
I
get
do
there.
got
Yes.
one more thing I want to say. I will
Yes,
be
go.
going for the first time in May. I will be going over to the country of Suriname, South America,
Nice.
and I will be going over there for about a week to minister with the
Awesome.
team Truth. I'll be going over there and we'll be ministering, and that's my first time going out of the country to minister. So this is going to be great. I'm excited about it.
Awesome, man.
Doing what the Bible says, and that's taking the gospel taking the gospel everywhere. So
That's it.
I will be doing that in May. So got a lot of great things coming up. I'm just
That's
grateful
what's up.
for the
That's
doors
what's
that the Lord is opening, man. So I wanted to say that. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. God bless you. And we're going to be praying for you. The Lord cover you. You know, them overseas trips be doing a number on our preachers sometimes. So
Yes, Lord.
We believe in
Please.
God that He's going to keep you safe.
That's
And
why
then,
I'm
of
working
course,
out, man. That's why I'm drinking my water.
Right. Bring you back healthy and ready to continue the work that God has given you. But again, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're back next Tuesday. Talking some more stuff as we get down to the road to WrestleMania. MLB's season will start next week as well, so we're going to talk a little bit more baseball as the Yankees and Mets get ready to start their seasons for New York baseball. I'm sure there'll be some more football happenings. And of course, We're gonna definitely talk basketball as we get ready to flow into the NBA playoffs. Until then, we'll see you soon. Have a great night, everyone.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say it from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we win in the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up.